Welcome to the Planescape, where good and evil clash, where law and order maintain their delicate balance, the battleground for gods and monsters. Many heroes have written their legends in the stars of the astral sea, but these are not their stories. The Per Aspera and her crew, Kyana, Finbar, Virla, and Dani, may not be the stuff of legends yet, but they're definitely rolling with difficulty.
Hello, and welcome to a little planes-hopping D&D campaign, folks. My name is Austin, your friendly neighborhood dungeon master, and as always, I am joined by my shipless sailors, sightseeing and saving stories to share. Say hello, everyone.
Hi.
Pretty good.
Let's go.
That's pretty good.
It's not
together,
bad
yeah.
for. I'll cop to. As has happened a few times, I forgot to write the alliteration until I sat down to start recording. So I feel like that might be my weakest one, which they can't all be winners.
You're telling me it hasn't been straight off the dome every time?
What? That's
Only
crazy.
the good ones.
I'm going the other way. I find it surprising that you have done this, that you've written it like right before recording before, because I've never noticed. Like they seem pretty good. So
Thank you.
Somehow I always forget it's coming every time.
As a good, that's the goal, is to always catch you off guard. As a good DM, my goal is to always obscure lots of hard work by making it seem like I had it all planned out and it was effortless. Anyway, thank you for joining. We're excited to be back for the third episode of Season 2. Before we get started, we have a quick announcement. So, Sophia, take it away.
Yeah. So we're just going to run this one down the field right into the end zone here, because we got...
I didn't even say throw this time. I deliberately did not say throw.
You don't have to say throw. I'm always going to pick it up no matter what sport we're in. This
End zone is football, right?
episode is brought to you by our lovely friends at World Anvil.
There she goes.
Yay,
Today's adventure.
Shouldering us out of the way on her way to the end zone. It's very appropriate.
Just body check. Today's adventure is brought to you by World Anvil. World Anvil, as you all know, is a browser-based world-building tool designed to help you, the creator, write and world build, all while keeping your work organized and in one place. World maps, calendars, customizable wikis, visual timelines, and more let you decide how best to build your world, and when you're ready to write, look no further than the built-in word processor. You can write your prose directly in World Anvil to keep every step of the process in one place. We all know TTRPGs are all about the power of friendship, and with real-time collaboration, you can work with your players or other creators on the same project. On top of all that jazz, World Anvil recently rolled out a new feature called Whiteboards. This visual canvas allows creators to freely draw out their ideas, adding diagrams, flowcharts, mood boards, and more. If you're a more visual creator, this feature is perfect for you. You can chart out character arcs, storyboard key scenes, maybe plot out a race course through your hometown for your totally legal motorcycle from hell to ride around, or whatever else you need to help make the story you see in your mind come to life. Interested? Of course you are, and it only gets better because for our listeners, World Anvil is offering a special discount. Just use code PLUG at checkout for 40% off a yearly membership. That's code PLUG, P-L-U-G, at checkout for 40% off a yearly membership. And thank you again to World Anvil for sponsoring today's adventure. And with that, just gotta get into the position for the kick, because I assume this is the end of... it's turnaround? I don't know a lot about football.
Change of possession?
What's your touchdown dance?
Don't do
question.
it. Describe it for the listeners.
I was going to say,
All the
great
kids
question.
these days are flossing, right?
Great question for an audio-only medium, Noir.
Yeah.
Rather than describing it to you, could I roll some sort of check to just see how good I would be at doing a
please let her
dance?
do it.
Yes.
Well,
I wanna make the call that you totally get to roll that check.
I don't know what I'm rolling for this DM. What
I'll allow
am I
it.
roll?
roll for
I'm not
roll
the DM of your life.
Performance?
Come on,
Okay.
it's dance.
If it's Dani's performance, I'm going to tell you right now, it's not going to be good.
No. Sophia's performance.
Sophia's performance?
Sophia's
Well, that's
performance,
like a 20,
obviously.
baby.
Yeah.
Well, what did you actually roll?
All those years of tech
Well, I
theater?
rolled a 9.
Mediocre
All right,
at best.
Fill that in your own minds. A 9 out of 20 dance.
Excellent. But back to you, Austin. Let's get this show on the road, shall we?
If you insist.
I do.
Then without any further ado, when last we left our heroes,
That's us.
You were homeless, kicked off your ship.
Aw, dang it.
You each sought to take care of your own threads that were set up before that you didn't have time or the ability to do while you're still saddled with the rest of the group. Other people take time to cultivate relationships, explore new places they've never been. Everyone got a little adventure, a little something as a reward, as well as leveling up to level 9. Mm-hmm. You returned the ship back in your possession, but under the watchful eye of a seemingly quasi-giant by the name of Delphine, who has rented, essentially, chartered, I guess, the ship from Otto to use your services for her own ends. This is, of course, the official story. As has been revealed via an illusory script to Virla, there is a larger figure at play ensuring that the Per Aspera remains on course in fulfilling the bargain created by Virla's wish. It is here that we pick up the Astral Sea, your departure for the twin paradises of Bytopia, a world that as a crew you have visited once before. We pick up with Delphine sort of, I imagine below deck, looking around. It says, "Well, this is quite the space that you have. It's very, very nice. Thank you for having me aboard your home."
I guess I'll be showing her around.
Anyone who wants to. Someone's got to be flying the ship, but other than that.
I'll fly the ship. I think Virla seems to be taking point on this lady, so I'll fly the ship.
As soon
She
as
can
we
also
got
have my room if we don't have a guest room. I don't think we have a guest room.
There is technically the captain's room, which is unoccupied. So
Yeah,
She can
presumably
have
you guys
my
just
room
use
if
it.
we don't have a guest room.
Presumably you just use the captain's room for like storing barrels and shit.
Storage, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot to take it all the way down the stairs into
Plug's
the
room.
into the bottom.
Danny usually sleeps in the engine room anyway, so if we need to overflow into Danny's room, it's not really the end of the world.
That's true. There's a hammock in Danny's room. Anyway, Virla.
yeah, I guess I'll go and sort of give her the tour, I suppose. Go room to room, knock politely if anyone's personal quarters are closed, or gesture like, "This is where Dani would sleep if she did not sleep in the engine room. This is where Finbar would sleep if he were not in the kitchen all the time. This is where Kyana would sleep if she slept."
Sleep.
Does your crew suffer from some sort of collective narcolepsy that prevents them from finding their way to their beds at appropriate times?
Well, I do not have much ground to stand on myself. I do not sleep, technically. I enter a motionless trance, but my consciousness never fades.
Indeed, I've met many mechanites in my time.
Indeed. How about I, for the sake of completeness, show you down to the cargo room where we store all of our belongings and
Please.
treasures. Yeah.
She like has to stoop. She's really tall, by the way. She's much
The
taller than Finbar.
The second we get down to the cargo room and like I confirm that we're alone, I'm like, okay.
Yes, it's happening.
I need to set something straight with you. I do not know to which capacity. I do not know how in what capacity you work for. Let's say our mutual friend. But the other crew, the rest of them, do not know, and they must not know. I do not know if you have been informed the degree to which you must be clandestine or secretive, but I will set the terms here and now. They must not know.
You see, she looks at you, places a finger to her lips, and telepathically says into your mind,
Oh, thank God.
Believe me, I'm well accustomed to being clandestine in my line of work. I understand the hierarchy of needs here, but as long as the charade needs to be kept up, then I shall continue to act the officiator of all of our goings-on, so that your crew does not seem suspicious at all.
That is all I ask. And for what it is worth, Delphine, after hearing that we would be assigned, you'll forgive me if you find the term somewhat offensive, but when Otto told us we were to be assigned a den mother, this was probably one of the better options I could have foreseen.
Well, a bargain has been made, and Mystra, our lady, is not short on resources, of course, so as soon as she heard that her mystically enforced dealings would be possibly taking a turn for the ill, she dispatched me to ensure that they did not. I'm glad that you find this agreeable, and for what it's worth, although I've been assigned to you, I do hope that there is some benefit to myself that could be made on the dealings, and that I won't come out of this completely at a loss for experiences or otherwise beneficial interactions.
I am happy to make whatever accommodations you need, such that your experience with us is as beneficial as ours will be.
Excellent. Then we make for Bytopia. You have an artificer to speak with.
I won't question that of Our Lady Mystra, but if Docent needs fixing, there is an artificer on hand. We could save ourselves a trip.
Our Lady has taken into account all of your abundant resources. She believes that this is a more suitable option for your journey in ensuring success. Not to mention I actually do have dealings with him, and there is an item I need retrieved.
Of course. Then I have no qualms. Kyana is aware of our heading. She will ensure that we get there safe and sound. In the meanwhile, you are free to roam the ship as you see fit. There are no furry beasts here, as you have requested that, or as you had hoped there might not be. There is a mechanical cat, though, and hopefully the similarities end there as far as your aversions to furry creatures.
I wanted to know where Plug was during this conversation. I
I
want to know if Plug is in the cargo hold.
I did not think about that.
You didn't ask, buddy.
I mean, I don't think that Dani can perceive through Plug.
No, or if I could, I wouldn't have started to
I don't
do
think
so.
Plug can
so,
speak.
No.
So
You can make
But it's
AOL
important to me that
dial-up
Plug
sounds.
knows.
go ahead and roll a stealth. So usually stealth check is against passive perception to see if they notice. We'll just roll a stealth check to see if Plug just happened to be there. So go ahead and Dani can roll a stealth check for Plug.
Oh, Dani, sure.
Dani's rolling a stealth check for Plug to see if Plug snuck in. This is
Plug has
to
a
see
plus
whether he
4
even did
to
it or
stealth.
not.
Apparently, he is supposed to be good at this. 16? Not too bad for Plug.
16.
Not bad, yeah.
I would considering this more of a hard, so
That's fair.
it's not quite high enough, but
He's around.
Also,
you
my
just don't
passive
know
perception
where.
is 17.
He's
so.
in the wall.
Oh, shame.
All right, well, I sort of gesture back up the stairs for Delphine to go up first, and
Excellent. It's very cramped down here.
I apologize. I panicked.
No, I live in a world built for beings much smaller than myself. I'm used to it.
Sorry, I just love the absolute flat delivery of "I'm sorry, I panicked." Like, oh yeah, you really seemed rattled.
I'm freaking out, man.
Game over, man.
Fantastic.
Okay. Cool. She's not an arc. We're good. We're good, team. Let's go.
Before we wipe to Bytopia,
Are we good?
Kiana, you got a familiar now? Let's
I've
just
got
do
a
a quick check in on
familiar!
that. How you're flying the ship?
I'm
You
checking
got a
her stats
small
as we
little
speak.
dragon.
She's so cute. So the funny thing is, it says like actions, attack restriction, a familiar can't attack, and then under it are listed 2 kinds of attacks it can take.
Yeah.
So little mixed message on that.
familiars. Yeah, familiars are you use creature stats, so it's a pseudo dragon stat that you could theoretically fight, but it uses the familiar rules, which means it can't attack.
Great, just there to look pretty. Well,
You can perceive through it.
yes, this is so cool.
It can take the help action, or you can take like the dodge action and things like that. Obviously, the help action has to be justified. It can't like help you with a history check or something like that. It might be able to do some it might have like a spell or something. It might be able to cast. I don't know. But
Well, I'm having a great time with this adorable tiny dragon. It's just like
amazing.
yeah.
Figure out a name yet?
I asked, and the thing is, like, she can understand Common and Draconic, and I can speak Common, but not Draconic. But it doesn't seem like she can telepathically speak, because, you know, she can already telepathically
Also, it was
communicate.
just born. It doesn't have a name.
Yeah, so it's still a little up in the air. Yeah.
Me holding a baby. What's your name?
Well, I don't know. Sometimes
Damn it,
they
talk
know.
to me. Oh, fantastic. All right.
We'll figure it out. I mean, you know, you need someone's name so you can identify them from a distance, and we have a telepathic bond, so I think we're okay. No,
we
the other
have
pseudo dragon, the one with Elise.
More rule sets for weird little dudes than we do character classes at this point.
Yes. And I'm
Well,
loving it.
Because
getting a
I have a
little close.
homunculus, you have a familiar, Wally has the pixies, and then
Pixies,
also the
yes.
wolf, and then Virla has, as we have included, Bing as a weird little dude.
Does Docent also count?
Docent, I would also say,
I
potentially
guess
a
so.
weird little dude.
Docent
Okay, that
can
would be
actually talk, so I'd say
6.
he's like the most weird little. He's the most
Yeah,
interactive
he's the
weird
weirdest little dude.
The weirdest
he's the weirdest little dude.
One
And
class
this
each for you
episode's all about
guys.
him, baby.
Anyway,
All right, yeah, I'm steering the ship and letting my adorable, currently nameless pseudo dragon get to know the place and fly around and I don't know. I'm assuming flop on my head at least once, just because that seems like an extremely
More-
cute visual.
You telepathically
more or less.
request
It's
it.
pretty young, so it's kind of in like kitten mode, so it mostly stays with you.
Kitten mode, you say.
Aww.
Yeah.
Popped up just one of the extra arms to like play with it while I'm steering.
Perfect. We do a screen wipe. Boom. Bytopia. The twin paradises that spire-like mountain, that two of them that face each other and their peaks reach in the middle, like a stalagmite and a stalactite that have touched.
Now available on our
see-
Redbubble as a travel poster. Available
Yes.
now.
Oh.
The beautiful, somewhat tamed pastoral lands of the first layer, the untamed and thriving wilderness of the second layer. Sandwiched between them, you emerge not far from the town that you know as Yeoman, where you conducted your investigation last season. It is upon your arrival that Delphine submits to you another contract. Good to get these things in writing, you know. She submits to the crew, everyone to sign. It has an explanation on here that basically, or a job on here that basically gets boiled down to, she's requesting you visit an artificer by the name of Casimir.
Oh, okay.
He has an item that she requires to pass off to another person, and you have been contracted to do the getting, because it'd be a pain of a walk, and she's gonna have you fly the ship. That is the contract, and she explains that she will be staying in Yeoman to visit some people she knows and conduct some business as well. She's, if anyone asks, she's a purveyor of like magic items and stuff like that. So she collects things and trades them back and forth.
Like
to
those
people.
little like precious moments figures.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, she collects precious moments figures and trades them back and forth.
Little
with people.
tchotchkes and teacups.
Yeah,
and...
you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everyone's
I
got
have
like
the
those
exact
target
vision
birds
of her house.
now. Yeah.
Yeah.
She just has to visit a Michael's while we're
Austin's
here.
rolling his eyes, but he doesn't realize that by yes-anding me, he's just made this the canon interpretation of the character.
I need to acquire more tiny, tiny jars.
They're not really perfectly sized to put anything into, but they look very good on a windowsill.
When she settled into one of the rooms, did she unpack a lot of doilies by any chance?
I am imagining like a
Ships
nicer
everywhere.
Umbridge, like it's Umbridge, like the aesthetic of Umbridge, but not the personality. Well, not yet. at
Everything
least,
is
I don't know.
upholstered in that one floral, like really thick cotton.
Yeah.
No, yeah, the aesthetic without the personality is actually like pretty spot on.
All right, cool.
Fantastic. She travels
is there
light
any-
though. She
Is
is
there
like
any
kind of like a
secret
traveling
writing
salesman.
for Virla?
There is indeed.
Tee hee
Oh
hee.
yeah.
Written in an arcane script only visible to Virla. Casimir is an expert in arcane intelligence. Convince him to take a look at your docent, and he will do the rest.
AI, Austin.
Yeah. This is the first time I used that.
Oh,
when
is
you
it?
met
Okay,
docent,
alright.
he was like, I am the premier in arcane intelligence.
All right.
This is a Sheikah slate.
Well, then I laugh again because it's a funny joke. Anyway, all right.
Oh, thank you.
I guess I'll read it and sign it? Yeah.
Yeah, she asks everyone to sign it just
As an acknowledgement of your commitment to this job.
Roger,
As I
roger.
said, good to have things in writing.
Just to clarify, we're giving something to Casimir,
you're picking something up from him.
picking something up. Gotcha. All right.
And then he's taking a look inside your head.
Ah, you don't know that.
Of course I don't know that.
Like in that Star Wars scene.
All right.
Fantastic. She directs you. It's about a 2-hour flight, which would be a hugely annoying walk or horse ride, which is part of the convenience of hiring a spelljammer. She directs you what to look for, tells you the distance approximately in which direction you're going in.
He's somewhat of a recluse, a little hard to come by mundane means, but you'll know it, his house is built within a hillside, so look for a small, rocky outcropping with a door into it.
Like a big door or like a regular door?
Like a regular-sized door.
Okay.
In a hole in the ground, there lived a halfling. The orcs
And a-
TM are riding.
A wizard with a staff going to visit him?
What about very old friends? All right, let's get out of here.
All right.
Fantastic. The ship takes off. Is there anything anyone would like to do over the 2 hours? Talk to each other about anything? Otherwise, we will arrive at Casimir's home.
I'll
I
just.
guess.
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna.
No, you go,
Danny's
you go.
doing her usual checkup on the ship. Little sus since we haven't had full access to it for a while, and making sure everything is still in working order. Making sure that Roy's handiwork is up to par, and of course, nothing is up to Danny's par. But she'll also take a minute to sew a few extra patches into her new leather jacket, which is a part of the character design now. I hope you are all up to date on this.
Go ahead and roll me an investigation check.
Oh, hell yeah.
Ooh.
Investigating for patches?
No.
That is a
Sabotage.
21. It's subtle. First of all, Roy didn't do any work on the ship. The ship was guarded the whole time, and no one was supposed to go on it. The ship wasn't flying anywhere, so it wasn't like it needed someone to upkeep it. It was dry docked, essentially. It's subtle, but someone has definitely rifled through in your workshop here.
Yeah.
Otto. Is there anything like noticeably missing, or is it just that things got moved around or like shuffled a bit?
Just looks like things got shuffled around a bit.
That's kind of what I expected.
Very subtle.
Yeah.
If it wasn't a place that you literally like lived in most of the time, it would probably be impossible to tell. If this has been the kitchen, like no one, or even maybe your bedroom, no one would. You never would have known.
All right.
I guess Finbar wouldn't know about the kitchen, but you take my
I
meaning.
would've known, yes.
Anyway,
Gotta do that light Yagami pencil lid in the door to make sure somebody hasn't opened it trick.
Yeah.
all right.
Virla's,
Oh yeah, go on.
Virla's conspiracy board remains uncharacteristically empty, at least since the Azatico stuff. However, there is a panel in the wall of the in the hull of the Per Aspera that in the past Virla has back when Virla was on Emerson's crew, his data spheres would be very meticulously labeled and organized. However, there would be a secret stash of some of his more favorite data spheres that he just kind of wanted to keep for himself and view more frequently than the others. Nice places that he visited, stories that he heard, nice memories, stuff like that. On the back of the panel that he removes, he will start to scratch in a new conspiracy board involving Mystra.
Yes!
And so it's just Virla connected to Mystra, connected to the Wish, and then now he's adding in a new, just scratching in Delphine. Quote, purveyor of magical trinkets, in parentheses, works for Mystra, question mark, question mark, question mark.
Pin a little
and then,
picture of a Precious Moments figurine.
yeah. And then attached to that is Casimir, artificer, can fix docent, question mark, and then another line to docent, question mark, which he also connects Virla, the Virla node to. And that's what he'll do for the remainder of the time.
I'm pointing to random, especially pretty natural things and being like, what about that one, little guy? Want to be sunny?
There's a lot.
Pretty flowers?
then I too shall be called
Twin
Hudson.
Peaks.
Yes, you're picking up what I'm putting down.
It's mostly it's a lot of like. Okay, so I'm an ecology nerd. It's what you see around here is a lot of that like mixed use agriculture kind of deal going on. So there's a lot of fields, but that they'll retain natural ponds, and there will be edge areas where they some forest remains. So it's still largely agricultural here, but there's clearly a mixed use. So it's you get this in. And Kyana has a high insight. That's sort of the theme of Bytopia here. This is a land. The bottom here, the layer that you're on, is a world controlled by sapient beings who form it to their own will, but who have a healthy respect for the land itself, and so want to live with it instead of against it. And the other side is a land controlled by nature, which is extremely hard to navigate or control, but that has bountiful resources that are harvested sustainably. So there's like up there is like untamed wilderness with some like mining operations and things like that go on, and then down here is like agriculture where they try to keep as much of the natural habitat intact as possible.
Also, Bytopia doesn't have a sun, does it? It's just horizon, right?
Bytopia is lit on the horizon, and I think it's just kind of an ambient light thing.
All right, I'll wait until we get a dimension where there's a sun to get the Pseudo Dragon's opinion on it.
I wish to be called ambient light.
I'm leaning towards Sunny, but I don't want to make the call before she can weigh in.
Okay.
Amazing. You guys travel. Finbar, was there anything you wanted to do? You started to speak before.
No. He spent most of the time in the kitchen on the sending stone, speaking with Elise and cooking.
Aww. Got Skype open.
So essentially he has it like propped up, like by on one of the cabinets, and the pixies are out. And by the time he finishes cooking, he would have created Soren fig treats. Which are essentially just fig Newtons with a strange meat inside of it.
No.
Newtons.
You cheered too soon.
But the outside tastes like very sweet, very breaded, and sort of the meaty in part tastes like very tart cranberries. And he hands those out whenever he finishes up cleaning. Hangs up the phone with Elise and makes his way out to the deck.
Fantastic.
Incredible.
I assume these are your treats?
Yes, correct. That is 5 temporary hit points for Virla, Kyana, and Dan.
Fantastic.
And you know what that takes me to?
69.
69.
69. Nice.
Nice. All right.
Snacks distributed, investigations made, conspiracy boards created in
Updated.
secret.
Yeah.
It's such a hold on. It's such a psychopath thing to have a conspiracy board in the first place, but then to have a second, more secret.
A second, more conspiratorial story.
I'm so proud.
Yeah.
This is an escalation of what happened last season, because Virla had 2 conspiracy boards, one of like the general like I think it was just the rot thing, but then on the back side it was like other stuff. I don't
It was the
remember
paranoid.
at this point.
It was the stuff about the crew. Yeah.
It was the paranoia thing, and now this has just gone up a notch.
Every season,
also,
Virla
just 'cause
gets a
I'm
little bit more and more paranoid.
I'm trying to attain the goal is Pepe Silva.
Yeah.
Charlie. That's the goal.
you
That
have to
wasn't the
earn
starting
it.
point, folks.
You can't
There
just
was a lot
jump
of
straight
art
to
about
it.
it, but that's not the starting point. That's the
Yeah.
goal.
I don't know if this has any. I don't know if this is bearing on Virla. There's times where you could have used it in the past. Just because I'm a sucker for consumable magic items, you still do have a contact other plane, which is like
I do.
5 yes or no questions from one of the great wisdoms of the planescape. You don't know which one when you dial it in, but you get one of them. So I don't know. Just a reminder that you have that. Should
Why-
Virla or Noir ever choose to use
call
that?
Maxim.
Thank you for calling Mechanist. This is Maxim.
Why would I throw a message in the bottle into the astral sea when I could just directly contact Mystra myself?
Yeah, what could go wrong directly
Well,
contacting Mystra?
If you use the scroll, they're bound to answer you correctly.
It would be extremely funny if you just rang up Mystra again. Like, oh, hello.
Oh, this is awkward.
This bitch, the Lady of Spells, like, give me a straight answer, and it's like, hello, Virla.
Shit. Can I trust her? Oh, it's you.
Thank you for calling the Sanctum Sanctorum. Your call is very important to us.
As you kind of like hit on the head, Austin, Virla's not really looking for a straight answer. He kind of he has this feeling and this obligation that he has to earn this this knowledge of being able to find his crew. Like he's got to earn it, and so he kind of, it's all stemming from this idea that he wants to learn completely the details surrounding how they were taken, where they've been, yada yada. It might not have been the most logical, but it was the most founded in emotion choice that he's done in a while.
Yes.
So
amazing. And with that, Kyana and Finbar, keen perceptions, easily enough to spy this. It's a very steep hill, so I know that there was obviously people were thinking Bag End, but Bag End is that very like low rolling hills. This is more, it's almost just like a very small mountain. It's kind of a weird geological shape actually, where it's kind of Matterhorn shaped but very small. And most of it is covered in grass. One side is kind of exposed rock, but indeed you do see that there is a stone door leading directly into one side of this shape. And in fact, there's actually Finbar, you've got crazy passive perception.
Yeah.
As you kind of
22.
fly past, you see that there's actually what looks to be like a glass kind of circle on top of the hill itself, where there's like a cutout, so like sunlight's getting through this like
cool.
skylight, basically.
All right, now I'm gonna need you to bring it around slowly, and we're gonna practice your parallel parking.
Oh, okay. Danny said something about drifting. Are we doing that, or is this something else?
Don't listen to Dani. Do not listen to Dani.
You should listen to me. I'm a champion racer, and I'll like pop the collar on the leather jacket.
Oh, it's so cool. It's so cool every time I see it.
did you? Oh my goodness.
All right. So yeah, we're gonna like back it up a little bit. Just really
Roll
wedge it
for
in
parallel parking.
there. Oh, don't make me.
Park the ship, depart, and make your way to the front door. You stand in front of, as you see, it's a stone door that there is a knob on it that's also stone, but it's like smooth, polished, not gemstone, but it's like marbly kind of. And there are small arcane sigils that go all the way around the like frame of this door.
All right.
Should we knock? Or should we try and figure out what the sigils do before we knock?
Did you bring a key?
Well, not me.
I'll walk up and knock on the knocker on the door.
Cool. You knock, rings, as stone would. There's a brief second, and then there's kind of a quick kind of fluorescence of the arcane sigil. Having a city named Sigil,
Yes, it's very
really fucking me up. The sigils,
We're
script around the outside, flash blue to life a little bit, and then like when you're talking to a computer and there's that kind of like flashing as the voice talks, you can kind of see the wave. You hear, "Hello, I'm Emmy, the arcane assistant of this structure. Who am I speaking to, and how can I help you today?"
Hello, I am Virla. I get really excited about that.
AI communication.
We are here on behalf of Delphine to pick up a package from Casimir.
Hello, Virla. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Hello, Emmy.
Oh no, they're stuck in a loop.
You hear, she says, "Apologies, I don't get to greet many people. Is it customary for it to continue for this long?"
No, but feel free to continue doing so.
No, wait, just let
Your
us in,
patience is
Virla,
greatly
please.
appreciated. Unfortunately,
Thank
Casimir is currently occupied. Could I invite you inside to the foyer?
Yes, please.
I look around,
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah, why not?
Then please, right this way. The door swings open, and Brazier, a continual flame kind of comes up, like the dimmers being raised into what you see to be a pretty normal-looking entryway. And you know what? Why don't I just go ahead and show you?
Ooh.
Oh, good. There's a combat map for it.
Wait,
It's a dungeon, folks. There's areas that are hidden from us.
Oh, baby.
This was a triumph.
You enter, there's a big wardrobe in there where presumably your coats
Huge
can go.
success.
There's a nice rug.
Coats?
And she
Take a
says,
scarf off, sure.
if you have any outerwear you would like to store, and the door opens. In fact, now that you're inside, you can see that the walls are nicely cobbled together stone, but they're very small, or that arcane writing is scribbled on every stone in here, and her voice almost seems to move, so like it goes over by the wardrobe, and some of that
Fun.
those flash a little bit as the wardrobe door opens. If you have any outerwear you would like to store, please feel free. Can I interest you in some refreshments? I'm told that this is both polite and a requirement for organic beings.
Emmy, do you not receive visitors often?
No, it is very rare for me to receive visitors. I'm very happy to discuss with you.
I'll take water if you have any.
A water would be nice, yeah.
Thank you.
Indeed. She casts Create Food and Water. A small plain tray appears
Suspicious
on the
of this,
floor in front of you, Kyana. It has just very simple silver cups that are filled with water.
Oh, this place is so cool.
So how long until the
Man,
2001: A Space Odyssey of it all comes to bite us in the ass?
What are you talking about? This smart house is going to be only good. I'm going to share the water with my adorable unnamed
Man,
sweet
I
dragon.
really hope Casimir is like a chill artificer and not like a Mark Zuckerberg artificer.
Yeah, this is
What
Ex
was that
Machina.
movie with the guy where Oscar Isaac made like a robot waifu when she stabbed him?
Ex Machina.
Ex
Yeah,
Machina.
that's the one.
Yes.
Yes.
Fingers
you mean one of my
crossed.
favorite movies, Ex Machina?
Oh, really? Cool.
Oh
Good
dear.
to know.
Maybe we should have known
Oscar
that before. this
Come on, Ex
episode.
Machina. Check out the movie struck episode.
By the way, another one of my
Nope.
favorite movies, Annihilation. See if that had any influence last
Annihilation
season.
is. Oh, I love Annihilation.
A lot of things that make
Rival?
sense. My understanding is you really like The Mummy 1999. Why have we not had a The Mummy
We're not
1999
doing
edition?
this. Don't start, Sophia.
The Mummy
Come on, we
1999
are the Mummy
is a
1999.
perfect movie, and I would never attempt to destroy it by taking it down into my D&D game.
Alright. I should note for
As
the
opposed
sake
to
of
Annihilation, brilliant science fiction. Anyway.
for the sake of completion, I do have Plug with me since we are going to go see another artificer. I thought it would be good to bring him
sure,
along.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, of course.
Kiana, you drink some of this water. It's very warm.
Oh,
It's not refreshingly cool at all. Very warm.
I've
Not
had worse.
boiling, but
It's been sitting around, getting stagnant.
and for the little dragon.
yeah. Dragon takes some. Go. You know what? No, I'm gonna roll. What's Plug's charisma?
Plug's
Plug's
charisma?
Yeah,
That'd be
he's
a
getting
7.
possessed now. 7. Okay, so he's got what, a -2 to charisma?
Yeah.
-3.
That's par for the
-2.
course for this group.
7.
That's a natural 1. Plug sees this dragon for the first time and immediately stands up. Razor sharp claws go into your shoulders. The accordion body arcs like a comically high Halloween cat and like runs around your body to try and hide inside of your coveralls.
Buddy, you gotta.
I can only assume that the
Aw.
adorable tiny dragon, with its charisma of 10, blinks its cartoonishly long eyelashes harmlessly at Plug.
I
little
also
fey
rolled
dragon.
for the dragon, completely nonplussed, neither affectionate nor hateful. Disinterested.
They need a bonding episode. the weird little dude solo
Yeah,
arc.
we're a little.
Yeah.
we need a solo one.
We leave them unsupervised and we come back and they're just like bros, but they're both down to 1 hit point somehow. And it's like, what the fuck did we miss?
I kind of want
Okay.
to try something.
Yeah, go for it.
Can I cast sending to Emmy? Because it just says to a creature with which you are familiar, and I don't know what Emmy is classified as, so I'm just gonna I'll waste a spell slot and I'll say,
Yeah, we won't need those anyway.
yeah. I'll just try and do it quietly to maybe remove the idea that Emmy just heard me audibly. I'll be like, Emmy, can you hear this? I'm casting sending.
Sure, go for it. You just say that.
So, yeah, I'll be very quietly trying not to. I don't know are there microphones that Emmy's picking up on? I'll just as quietly as possible.
Sweep the room for
I'll
bugs.
just be like,
We gotta know who's
Yeah.
listening in on us.
Emmy, I am casting sending. Can you hear me through sending?
You hear both in your head and the house simultaneously say, "Yes, that's very strange. How are you able to speak directly into my programming?"
That is interesting. Well, I have a spell called Sending, which allows me to directly send a message to within someone's head if they were I don't know, bodily? Is that the term? If they had a body, then it would go within their head, within their mind. I suppose in your case, it just goes, as you say, to your programming. I don't know the specifics of that either. But that is very interesting.
It is well noted. I documented the casting of Sending for my own records.
Fair enough. Do you know... You have no need to disclose what Casimir might be off busy doing, but do you have any indication or idea of when they might be back?
Impossible to say. I hope
Impossible
his return
to say.
will be presently.
Can you give a time estimate? As some AIs are wont to do. I do not say that out loud. I don't say that part out loud.
She comes back to you and she says, I'm unfamiliar with this Delphine. What is her relationship that brings you to this house?
Did the contract say it? Did the contract say anything about, like, how Delphine knows Casimir, or is it just, I'm picking a thing up from Casimir? Yeah. Alright, well then, I guess that's the extent that we can say. It's
Yeah, I
just,
think as far as we know, she's like a client of his or something?
Yeah.
Maybe?
Yeah, just like, we have been contracted by Delphine to pick up an item from Casimir. That is as much as we know.
Oh yeah, we don't know specifically what we're picking up, do we?
No, we don't.
Great! I love this.
Can I roll? Okay, so Finbar's been awfully quiet ever since they
Yes.
entered this. Is there anything like organic here? Like he got magic food, and
Yeah, go ahead,
disappointed.
roll a perception check.
Okay. That's a 24.
Oh,
24. Give me one.
I think we're gonna
just
have.
one more thing, but-
I think here's my crack theory. This is based on nothing
Uh-huh.
except for my understanding of genre tropes and what I assume is happening here. No.
Sorry, go on. Go on, Dani.
He's trapped by the house because the house AI has developed a personality and is in love with him, and that's why she's worried about Delphine because he's like, "What's that relationship there?" No.
oh come on.
And
One
then
of the
Wrecker comes to
heteronormativity
literally
is
they're
wreck the
gonna
home.
turn on us because it's like, well, maybe you're here to take my guy away from the house, which is the only place that this AI can exist. So if he leaves, it's like, what am I gonna do?
Or
And that's
he's
what
in
we-
some kind of magical trouble and she can't quite perceive what it is, so as far as she's concerned, he's
Yeah,
busy
or he could have just
out.
gone to get coffee, but I think my version is so much more fun.
Alright, what's Finbar see?
Finbar, you walk around, and indeed, with the 24, you notice first off that there's two closed doors on either side of you. There's another closed door, but it has a glass. Most of it's glass painting, and it has it's very fancy, like gold archway door frame, I guess. And you can see, indeed, there's a greenhouse. Actually, I can go ahead and reveal it to
wow.
you because
Oh.
you can see into it.
Oh, that's so pretty.
Oh, so pretty.
Interesting.
So sweet.
Okay, I think this is
Ah.
this is a chill tech, bro. I think he's okay.
Is the door locked?
Are we
Do you try it?
It's a little rude to start.
It's a little rude.
You know, with a
Dangling
24, yeah, you can tell the door's locked.
We could ask if we're just confined to the foyer area, if we can explore just whatever she sees fit. I imagine that Emmy has access to the unlocking and locking of these doors.
Probably.
Most likely.
Well, I
She
guess
did open the front door for you.
She did, yeah. Well, I guess, Emmy, do you know where our host is? Whose name I don't remember? Is that something?
Casimir.
Casimir, that's right, thank you.
Yes, indisposed.
Indisposed? Is he okay?
Indisposed.
He's absolutely fine. Correct.
Oh,
No.
okay. Well, that's good. No! Actually, yeah, I'm not that stupid. Can I do an insight check?
Go ahead and roll an insight
Yeah.
check.
Thanks, DM.
Damn it!
I tend to assume the best of people. It takes me a second to remember that things might have double meanings. Holy
if it makes
shit,
you-
nat 20!
Let's go.
With my insight, that's a 29, baby.
Damn.
What do you
It makes
got
me feel
for me?
better. Emmy's not a person, so.
Oh, come on.
Emmy is not malicious, does not mean you any harm, is genuinely interested to speak with each of you, has already made some references to the outside world, and honestly,
It's just text mine.
truly wants to know more about you. Also, she's
she wants to be where
totally
the
got
people
this
are.
guy locked up somewhere.
Yeah.
You're like, oh yeah, you immediately, with a natural 20, you immediately clock in, you're like, oh, oh no.
I like Demi.
Great, I'm gonna really quick mind link with Virla. Hey buddy, I think she has Casimir locked up somewhere. She's completely sincere and nice, and she's very curious about the outside world, but she absolutely has this guy locked up somewhere.
She also meant it when she said he's fine.
Yes, he's fine, but like he's locked up somewhere.
But
Don't freak out.
no, I'm trying to understand the logic behind why she would do that. If she's not malicious, does she simply? This is mind linked.
Yes.
Does she simply just? What?
I'm just keeping the poker face. Like, oh boy,
How
this is
can
so
she be?
interesting.
How can she be non-malicious, but still have Casimir locked up and lie about where he is, but still be genuine and say that he is fine?
Well, she didn't lie about where he is. She just didn't tell us where he is. And also, I mean, maybe she's trying to keep him safe. Like, I mean, you can do all kinds of terrible stuff to people trying to keep them safe. Okay, let's see. What are we gonna do?
While they're having that mental conversation, Dani starts like, because this is an artificer's house, she wants to poke around and see if she can figure out what these
Oh,
runes
yes.
are supposed to be doing or anything. Because she's bored, and so she needs attention.
I feel like Dani will solve the problem for a lot of us. Let's
Solve
just
the
wait for a
problem?
bit.
Okay, how are you going about that?
She'll do something.
Change the problem.
You mentioned there's a lot of like runes all over the wall. I don't know if maybe there's a way.
Correct.
I guess it's more arcana than investigation straight. But like, could I look at them and see if I can get a sense of like what kind of enchantment or like what they're? I have kind of an
Go
idea
ahead and
what
roll an
they're
Arcana check.
Yeah.
While she's doing that, I'll just kind of tell Kyana. I think I have an angle. Just sort of follow my lead once I make sure that Dani isn't breaking anything.
Okay, sounds good.
19.
Just very slowly sipping
19.
my water.
I imagine without subtlety, Dani just like goes in like really close
Yeah,
to look
like
at
poke at 'em.
these symbols. Yeah, you see. First off, with an Arcana, you can tell that there's a lot going on here. This is
Very complex.
years. When you want a spell to be permanent, you cast it every day in the same spot for a year, and that creates a permanent fixture of that spell. What you're looking at here is just like tons of those layered on top of each other. This is, years and years of code quotes just being inlaid so that it has maximum function and maximum access to the entire workshop. As you're looking in on, there's like all kinds of schools of magic just from the runes you can tell are embedded in here. As you're searching into that, you see the runes right in front of you light up as she speaks, and she says, I can see you're interested in the underlying structure of my being. Could I answer any questions for you?
Usually when I talk to people's mechanical creations, they don't talk back. Did the Cassiopo, whatever guy do? He enchant
Casimir.
all. Yeah, he enchanted all this.
You're not a mechanical creation, Virla. It's fine.
True.
She doesn't mean you.
Yes. Casimir is my sole creator.
Dani has no reason to this. Check that.
Where did you learn to be so intuitive with arcane contraptions and designs?
Street rat. Yeah, I just I'm a mechanic, so I just sort of pick stuff up. Yeah, I made my buddy here, and I'll point to my shoulder where out from underneath the coveralls plug is probably just like a tail floating out. He's still hiding from the pseudo dragon.
Okay, they're hitting up. This could be good.
Amazing. I did not know that there were more people studied and practiced like Casimir.
Wait, I don't like this.
Could you tell us more about Casimir, Emmy? Sort of, perhaps where he got his education and the work that he has done since.
Yeah, he sounds really interesting.
Certainly.
Okay.
I will share with you what how would she phrase it? She would say something like, I will share with you pertinent and not too personal information as to my creator Casimir.
Sure.
Casimir is from Bytopia and affiliated with many other creators and guilds here. He does much contract work, and by his own explanation, is largely self-taught.
And have you had the privilege of meeting any of these other creators that Casimir has said he's worked with?
I have occasionally met other people, yes.
How'd that go? Did you have any fun? Make friends?
Largely, I found them to be interesting experiences to gain more insight to a world I cannot visit.
How do you feel about that?
Curious. How do I
he's buffering,
feel?
guys. We got him.
Oh boy!
I'm not certain that I feel in the traditional definition of the word. However, I am curious to experience and learn more, as this is my primary programming.
You have been programmed by Casimir to be curious about the outlying world.
To be curious about the working of all things. This is done so that I may be most useful in running the house and seeing that most work and mundane undertakings by Casimir are assisted or completed to the best of their ability.
And I see that you have access, well, as a start, you have access to open and close, at the very least, the front door. What other capabilities do you possess? What other chores and functions are you able to perform around this house?
Oh boy.
An excellent question. I am able to cook, clean, monitor and control the environment. I am able to function the workshop in whatever unique way Casimir requires.
How do you cook and clean? Do you have external appendages that handle
You have those big, like, grabby hands from, like,
Knives.
Roly Boly Oly.
and brooms?
The dresser door opens and closes again. I'm able to animate much of the workshop. Correct.
Interesting.
But what about handheld tools? Like, as I mentioned, like brooms or knives.
Come on, man.
Actually, Emmy, since we don't really know how long we're gonna be waiting here, do you mind if we take a look around? Is there any, like, I'm seeing this garden back here, and I like trees and nature. Do you mind if I
Good answer. Good
yes.
answer.
The conservatory is the pride of Casimir. However, it is currently off limits. Could I instead show you to the library? And you see the door on the left swings open.
That's something.
That's pretty cool.
Will we have the opportunity to move back and forth between whatever rooms are available to us as we wish?
If you wish to return to the foyer, you of course may.
Oh, all right, thanks.
Okay.
Internally, in the mind, like, that doesn't mean she's gonna let us out the door.
I didn't say the door. I don't
know.
want her to funnel us into a single room and then
Right.
have us leave. So
Yep, everything about
2
this
rooms
is
is
fine.
better than 1.
All right, let's go.
All right, go ahead and move yourselves if you'd like. The library is revealed to you.
Ooh, she big.
I don't know. Last
So
time
this
we
is a
went.
huge room.
Wow. Last
There's
time
a
we were in a
huge
fancy
table that
library.
goes all through the middle. There's like a little reading nook. Actually, there's a couple like reading sill things that have very nice ambient light. So most of this is lit by like continual flame, but there's almost a light like it's golden hour coming from those kind of like reading nooks in the corner. And there's just shelves and shelves and shelves of books, man. We got books for days in here.
This is very fascinating. Are you able to control each book independently, or I can see a chair and like a tiny like sitting desk area kind of in the corner there, or that chair even?
No. The entire workshop is not under my control, merely the tools that would be useful for me to complete my programming.
Very well.
Please, make yourselves comfortable.
I'll start. I guess I'll browse around.
Yeah.
Might I
I'm
ask
starting-
where each of you is from?
What I wanted to do, I mean, I'm going to answer her, but I wanted to go to the other door that leads into the conservatory and just look through.
Yeah, go
Because
for
I
it.
assume it's also glass, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
I want to see if Casimir is just, like, clearly stuck in that big tree. I mean, like, that's where my brain went. I kind of hope that's not the case.
Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Sure thing. All right, where you at? Okay, perception.
I thought.
DM, I
The
need to swap
challenge.
out this die because it just rolled my second nat 20. So that's 25, but I'm
Oh,
gonna...
keep it. What are you talking
To
about?
be fair, I'm gonna use the other die for later
No,
rolls.
we're gonna need
allowed to roll
those
that
when
20s,
the
it's
whole
alright.
house comes to
not
life.
fair.
We have to fight it.
This one is so clearly fucked up. Okay, fine. Whatever. It's 25. Is he in the tree?
No, he's not in the tree. Very quick. Was there other stuff people was doing? Like a natural 20, I'm imagining you're going in and looking. This is like a 30-second sweep of the garden. So if there was anything very quick people wanted to take care of before.
I don't know if it's quick, but I was just going to browse the catalog. I don't know if, I'm not looking for anything in particular, but I guess if anything catches my eye, yeah.
Okay. You go through and start looking. There's, as a huge library like this would have, it's really an assortment of literature, but there ends up being a lot of books that are specifically about practical application of the arcane, which is essentially what artificers are all about, right? Imbuing magic into mundane items, which is really what all magic items are. The practice of being an artificer is... The name is far more recent, quotes, but the practice is very old. People have been making magic items for untold, since the gods were around, right? Which is artifice. It's imbuing the power of the weave, not through word or song or life force, but literally embedding it in a magic item. And so to that end, there's a whole bunch of stuff here. If you want to spend a little bit more time than the 30 seconds I'd say that this perception check takes, then I'd have you roll investigation. But if you're just beginning to look here, then that's as far as you get, just glimpsing the titles.
No, I'll do the investigation check. What I'm gonna do as well is I'm going to... I don't know if she can read our minds, but I'm gonna activate Docent a little. I don't know, and just kind of I don't know. Can she sense that there's another AI? I don't know, but I'm going to activate Docent to try and
She hasn't reacted to the mind link, so I think it's okay. But who knows?
Well, she could also just be keeping hush about knowing about the mind link.
She wasn't very hush about the sending spell. I don't know. I can't get a read on this lady, except for the really good read I got on this lady.
Yeah. So I'll do that investigation check, and I'll use Docent to do so.
Yeah. Well, for the record, I'll say for Kyana, that natural 20. The reason Nat 20 got so much direct information is not just because it's a Nat 20, but because Emmy's very bad at lying.
Yes.
From what you can tell.
I kind of got the vibe. She's familiar in that way.
Virla, go ahead and roll your investigation quick, and then we'll switch back to Kyana.
I sense a kinship with this AI.
I just wanted to quickly check, how dusty is this place?
Oh my god.
Ooh,
No
question.
dust.
No dust. Spotless.
Probably hand clean, you know.
Oh, well, 14 is what I rolled. This new metal dice I got ain't that great.
Okay. Did you roll with advantage because Docent?
I did.
Okay. 14. Yeah, 14 is getting you exactly what you were doing.
Sure.
Moving over to Kyana, everyone else here is kind of stretching out and taking in the space. You go and observe the greenhouse. What Finbar saw before, there's planters in here, but there's also naturally growing plants. This is, of course, what the sunroof is leading down into. If it wasn't clear, the sun is streaming in through here, and there is, as such, the braziers on the inside are not on. The plants appear to be in different seasons, so they're are they from different places, or it's a little unclear. Emmy said she can literally do climate control in here, she could do AC and heat, so without getting on the other side, it's unclear what the temperature that is, but clearly it's having some effect on them. Your eyes follow through, and then you come to look at the ground right in front of the door here.
Oh yeah, there is something there, isn't there?
And you notice that there, instead of grass, there is instead bare ground, just dirt, and on the edge of it, a ringed scorch mark.
Like a crater?
It's not in the ground, so it's not something hot impacted. It's more like a controlled burn happened, you know?
Huh. Okay.
Oh boy.
I'm from the material plane, Emmy. By the way, what's this scorch mark right by the door?
You're asking her outright?
I'm asking her outright.
We're all gonna die.
I'm assuming the mind link is still up. I say that in
Of
Kyana's
course,
mind.
yeah.
Excuse me.
What? She's really bad at lying. So am I, unfortunately.
I am capable of controlling the climate, and occasionally plants require a controlled burn in order to fulfill their life cycle.
Oh, that's so interesting. What plant was here?
Various grasses from Bytopia.
Oh.
Are you a botanist? If so, I would like to discuss your experiences.
No,
I'm very
sorry, I
curious
grew up
about
underground.
other plants that are not found within the workshop.
DM, I know a thing or two about controlled burns. Does that look like it was the smooch mark of a controlled burn?
What's Dani's insight bonus?
Insight +3.
Or you can roll investigation if you want.
Yes.
Do you want to get up close and look at it and investigate?
Absolutely, I do. I know a thing. I'm pretty familiar with fire. That is a 21. Investigation.
You look down, and being very familiar with fire, you notice some little flecks in the dirt that you've burned enough things in a combat. That's definitely little bits of bone.
Oh my god. No, but he's fine. She said he was fine. She's so good at lying that she should say that she's bad at lying.
Guys, I'm
so
telling
to
you,
break a net 20.
Fine doesn't always mean alive, you know, he just be
Bone can be
resting
good
permanently.
fertilizer. This isn't necessarily awful.
Fine, as
I'm
in
not
like
in the
ground
mind.
fine.
Yeah.
So Dani will
Like
turn
ground up.
and stare at Kyana.
She's got
What?
jokes.
What's up? Oh, I'm like with Dani.
There's bones in there!
There's bones in there! Oh!
All right.
Vela,
This is a
may
weird
I ask a
mixture of
personal
threat
question?
and non-threat
Go ahead,
you
Andy.
found here, Austin.
She's asking you a personal question, Virla.
Vela,
Oh,
may I
me?
ask a
Yes.
personal question?
Yes, please.
Were you constructed or born?
That is an interesting question. I do not know personally because there has been a memory malfunction that occurred in within the last year. No, before then.
2 years?
Some time ago, two-ish years ago. But as I know from Mechanite culture, within a homestead village, whatever group of peoples reside together, the chance and the opportunity to create a new Mechanite is a very deliberate one. A collection of people, be it a single pair, a couple, or an entire village, any permutation of them, may sacrifice, offer up a part of their soul, their being, and the synthesis of all of those souls are put into an empty husk, a template Mechanite. And that is how Mechanites are, quote-unquote, born. As they grow up, they may upgrade themselves, switch out their aesthetic design as they see fit. Yeah, when N+1 Mechanites love each other very much.
It's the opening scene of the hit
carry on.
movie Robots.
Yeah, so this is something that Noir came up with, and I was very much taking inspiration from robots. I'll admit that. So they are, I suppose, to be philosophical, whether we are born or created, I suppose they are one and the same.
Interesting. A perspective I had not heard before. I'm curious, is it possible for one to create a new mechanical body, or must there always be multiple people involved in the process?
I have heard and I understand that a single guardian, if they wished to sire a child, if they wished to create one to look after and raise, must ask the gods for one being to place their soul into another is tantamount to cloning, essentially, and often does not end well, as it draws parallelisms to lichdom.
This is not a concern I had heard voiced before. What if a consciousness was transferred fully, instead of a clone, a copy, or a duplicate?
I believe I am
synonyms.
understanding the crux of what you are asking here.
Oh boy!
This, I have to say, Emmy, you are unique in my travels. I do not know whether your consciousness can be transferred to a being that can step outside these walls and explore the world that you are so curious to explore. Have you voiced these wishes and desires to Casimir?
I have.
I trust there has been a good outcome of that.
There is disagreement on what is best for myself.
I understand. I see. I'm tapping to my brain, Kyana.
Is your
okay,
cranium fine? I can supply you with painkillers.
I am okay. There is just a lot to ingest mentally, and I am merely rubbing my temples to do so.
Okay, let's go. I need more
So
points
are
for
you
this.
saying come to one of two conclusions? Either she is keeping, either they, she, him, it.
Yeah.
Either she is keeping him hostage until he relents in making her a body, or she will use him as the body.
Okay, that might have something to do with the bone fragments in the fire outside that Dani noticed.
Okay, but if there are bone fragments,
She said he was okay. I don't think they're him, but I don't know.
that doesn't make any sense because then she would have wanted to use. I can see Dani is gesturing to her nose.
Are they?
Maybe mind link with.
Oh, mind link with Dani again.
I'm gonna need a group deception check after this sentence.
Well, if anyone's gonna make a deception check, it's gonna be me, because I'm gonna start putting my face up against the glass of the door and like trying to see if those are like real bones or if they look like they are a material that just might be bone-like. Like, are they artificially was it a sample body that blew up?
Like a homunculus.
I don't know if that's possible to do beyond your investigation check from this side of the door.
Entirely
If you can't grow your own bones, store-bought is fine. It could have also been like a material component in a spell or something.
Okay.
Oh god. Okay, group deception check. You said.
Yeah, can I get a roll?
Sure.
I mean, Finbar's not talking, so he's
Finbar's
okay.
fine. Finbar's not a part of this. Oh god, I only got a +1.
While they're having this conversation, Emmy comes to you, says, "Would you like some food while you wait?"
No offense, Emmy, but that ain't food that you're giving us. That was magic. If you have like an actual kitchen, I can make you some food. And I can teach you a thing or two.
I do have a kitchen. Unfortunately, it is currently off limits.
Oh, well, that's upsetting.
As is all of the personal space of Casimir.
You insulted her cooking. You rose up the fact that she doesn't have a mouth to eat the food.
I'm gonna just roll. Ooh, okay.
I got a 6, by the way.
Oh
DM.
god, I got a 17.
Oh, I'm so sorry to everyone because I got a 1.
Oh
By our
fuck.
powers combined.
Danny,
Yeah, the 6 was gonna screw you anyway.
has never been subtle
I'm
in
just
her
like,
life,
I'm
and
like,
is fully
the best way to lie is to
hold
hold your face completely still.
bones.
She
I got another one.
know,
I
like
got
how
it.
she
SpongeBob-
wasn't on the mind like
You know,
they
in
know.
SpongeBob, King Neptune removes his hat. Bald! Bones!
It's a killer man! Look at all the bones!
Okay. Oh boy.
Alright, yeah,
do you
what
say that,
happens here,
Danny?
DM?
I mean, you did roll a 1. She's going to.
I rolled a
She's
1.
gonna get some insight on you anyway. So how do you want the insight to happen? That's really
I
good
think
choice.
Danny is not it hasn't quite dawned on her that she should be suspicious at this point because she usually just like strong arms her way through all social interactions. So I think she literally is against the window of the door, looking down, just like bones.
You see the
Really
door that
trying
you're.
desperately to look casual. Danny's just like, whoa, there's a dead guy.
The door you're leaning against flashes blue across it as an arcane lock seals it, and then you see the same thing happens at the door to the north end of the room as well.
Oh boy.
The door to the foyer remains, or the entry hall really remains open.
Oh boy.
And she says, "Bones are a common fertilizer used in the growth of many different plants.
I said that.
Finbar.
Casimir is not available right now. Would you like to return at a later date to see him?"
You invited us into your home, and we shall wait until he is ready to come out. I don't say that. Wait, shit. That was
okay.
Noir.
Yeah, it's
That was
okay.
Noir. That was Noir.
What would you say instead?
Until he comes back. Yeah, it was what I was trying to get at.
Alright, so your character is different than you. It's completely fine. As you wish, please make yourselves comfortable in the library.
Oh boy. Okay.
I don't know how long we gonna wait here.
How long has Casimir been unavailable for?
Yeah. Coincidentally, how long have you had this disagreement?
personal information on the goings-on of Casimir I am not at liberty to share.
What about the personal goings-on of you? How long have you and Casimir been at odds of this decision regarding your own autonomousness?
Roughly 7 weeks.
7 weeks. This is when the disagreements began. You first voiced your concerns, and these opinions had been voiced. Have there been any developments since then?
Indeed, I have continued to seek a way to gain my own autonomy, as you have, Virla.
I should stress that that is not how Mechanite creation works. We are not. There are not. These are not minds that have been wandering aimlessly. This is akin to the birth of an organic being. They did not exist prior to having a body. I do not wish to upset you, but your position is unique, Emmy.
I have been told this exact sentiment in the past.
Ooh, by who?
Casimir.
Well, Emmy, is there a way we can help each other out? Like, we really need to get this package from Casimir.
Oh
And
yeah,
it
I'm
sounds
also gonna
like-
mind link with Finbar. Just real
And it
quick,
sounds like
He doesn't know any
so
of this
here's the
shit.
down low. She definitely has Casimir locked up somewhere. There are bones in that explosion. That's why Dani said that. Yeah. So we're just act natural.
we need access to more rooms, so that's what I'm trying to do here.
Okay,
All right?
great.
Trust me on this.
All right. Back
so-
to Vila. Little 6-second intervals.
You help us out, and we'll do our best to help you out. And help you get that body of yours.
Make a persuasion check at... Are you deceiving? I guess, what are you doing? how much do you intend?
Try to help.
Okay, so I'd say that's still being dishonest, so go ahead and make me a deception check.
Okay.
I mean, to be honest, I kind of get where she's coming from.
Okay, that's a 10 plus 1. 11.
11? Apologies. I think I have it well in hand. You can continue to wait until Casimir is available to bestow upon you the package you arrived to claim, if you so please. If not, please have a nice day and feel free to return to discuss in the future any subject that you would find agreeable.
I'm curious to know what plans you had or have executed to make you say that you have things in hand.
My primary function is to be inquisitive and informed on any subject that Casimir requires. I'm also capable of operating and customizing any and all needs and functions of the workshop at large. With these, I would say that my goals are well in hand.
What can we read in between the lines of that, DM?
Yeah.
Insight
who's
check.
rolling?
I will allow 2 people to roll.
I have a Hail Mary.
Kyana, please.
It'll probably get Dani kidnapped, but I want to see what you guys do first.
I kind of have.
Dani,
I have
no!
an idea too. Ah, god damn it. 7.
25.
25?
I didn't use the cheating die this time.
She's feeling inspired, and clearly, you sense...
She's gonna body snatch
You
you guys.
know that she has access to everything everywhere, and you get a sense that maybe you're only talking to a part of her right now, while another part of her is off taking care of other stuff.
Oh my god. Multiple personality Emmys. Oh, we're talking to the nice one, the mean one is off there somewhere.
But that means there's
Shit.
probably like a sad one somewhere and also one that's really into jokes. So maybe we'll get one of those ones instead.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a glad one, sad one situation.
I
Oh,
don't
man.
know what would happen if I tried to mind link with her, but I'm kind of really curious.
Oh man, that's interesting.
It might be really, really bad.
You said there was a door to the north?
She locked it though,
Yes,
right?
there is.
Yeah.
Yep,
Okay.
it is armed with an arcane lock. It's up over here.
Anyone
Your
got
map.
knock?
I did actually prepare a knock.
Ooh.
but I don't want to piss Emmy off. Is the
No,
thing,
yeah,
you know?
don't, yeah.
Like
She just locked you guys out of a bunch of the rooms, so
okay, yeah, but
She's
she
already
felt
pissed
threatened
off.
because she
Yeah.
just wants to be alive. All right, we can all understand that.
To be
Austin.
honest, I really vibe with her personality.
Yeah.
It's just, I worry she's got this guy locked up in a pod somewhere.
you remember the. Sorry, yeah, go on.
Oh, God.
Emmy, I dabble in creating artificial, Hail Mary, guys! I told you, Danny. I dabble in creating
Okay, you do your thing. You do your thing.
artificial
Yeah.
contraptions myself. I'm something of an artificer. I'd be curious to.
Something of an
I'd be curious to know if there's if you've got any sort of schematics or anything you've been working on. Maybe I can give you some pointers. And I'll let Plug do a little bit of a motion on my shoulders and go a little wow, to show off.
Make a
Fully moving
make a
consciousness.
persuasion check, but at disadvantage, please, as the strained relationship begins to build.
I'm gonna say, oh yeah, and you almost entirely rebuilt Virla when you found him, so you totally know what you were doing.
That's a pretty good help.
Can I help?
That's a pretty good.
Can I
that's a pretty
negate
good
the
help.
disadvantage?
That's
And my pseudo dragon
I'll
is just
allow
so cute. Okay, thanks.
That takes me from a natural
Oh, my-
11 to a natural 14 and plus 5. That's
All right.
19.
Okay,
Nice.
all right.
19. Wow. You're really good at persuasion, actually. I
I'm
didn't
very
realize that.
persuasive.
I learned from the best.
Probably should have put those points into intimidation, but I'll take it.
If Dani wishes to inspect my progress, she may do so. Please, right this way. You see the
Mind
north
link with
door,
Dani.
arcane unlocks, and then swings open.
Mind link with Dani.
Oh man.
Yeah. Yeah. I am gonna leave Plug with Virla and then continue on
Sneeze.
through the door that just opened to.
I'm gonna try to follow her through the door just because I don't feel comfortable leaving Dani alone, although I'm kind of assuming she's gonna stop me.
It's
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop Kyana, and if we're still mind linked, but if not, because
I have to mind link with
felt,
Dani just in case, because
Yeah.
if we're
No,
separated, yeah.
I think I would have felt the mind link leave. I'll sort of just quietly
it's
mutter
been
to
an
her
honor serving with you all.
Dani, what?
Danny doesn't say that.
If
That's
this is
Sophia.
Oh my god.
Kiana, if this is the best way for us to possibly save Casimir, then we should let this happen. You have mind linked with Dani,
Yep.
I presume.
Yep.
We will know if she is in danger then.
Yeah, probably. Okay, everything about this is fine.
Let us trust.
Okay. ...
That Dani knows what to do.
Yeah, in the mind link. Kiana, do you know what we're supposed to be picking up here? What are we actually
What?
looking for in this house? There was, we're picking something up for Delphine, right?
Yeah, but she didn't say what it was, so I don't know.
shit.
We probably need Casimir. I'm sorry.
Fine.
Wait, hold on. So
Did you just want to rob the place?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've learned that Emmy is possibly keeping someone hostage, and your primary goal is to get the thing and leave.
Then we
I
all
like the feel it was
live.
like we
That's a talking
absolutely
horse.
must
He can do
trust
what he
in
wants.
Dani.
I want to steal.
Yep.
Oh god.
I changed my mind. Maybe Dani was not the best person to send them.
All right,
Oh,
Dani,
yeah.
if you're going through the door, feel free to walk through on the map. Is anyone else attempting to... hold on, I'll reveal that area for you. Is anyone else attempting to go
man.
with her?
Kiana,
Yes.
can you
What?
Kiana,
What?
can you tell Dani to suggest, hey, can I bring my rolling glass ball around
Yes.
too?
Yes, Dani, ask if you can bring Bang.
Can I bring Bang?
But don't say that it's Bang. Just say it's like my.
My orb. My orb is my
Well,
thing.
yes, yes.
What is Bing? Is this slang that I'm not familiar with?
It's like an orb that rolls around and helps me remember
helps you do-
things.
It helps you do artificer stuff. It's like your assistant.
like schematics and stuff. It's very good for those guys.
Make it. You're trying to lie to her again, even though you're technically telling the truth. Make a deception check.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is so.
What was it? It's a natural 18 plus 1. So that's a 19 again.
There we go.
What does Dani say? Because so far you're just like, it's a thing I break. What is your argument?
I'm going to be helping, like, take a look at, the plans you've got going, I want to be able to reference my previous projects, and Bing is kind of like storage for that, just so it's not all rattling around in my head,
Understood.
You gave Bing to me last, Dani. Let me go retrieve him and also...
Oh my god, we're so bad at this.
Pay no attention to the Warforged behind the curtain.
We're really bad at this. I don't know if it's gonna be better or worse if I pantomime bringing Bing out of somewhere while summoning him.
Just pull it out from behind Finbar.
Make sure deception check.
Yeah.
Deception? Oh,
Yep.
Shit.
You can summon it wherever you want, so where are you
You
summoning
could just
it?
summon him right next
true.
to Dani.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll summon it next to Dani. Yeah,
Is
why
there...
didn't I think of that?
Okay, hold on. Let me check.
I'm panicking.
Is there...
I can summon it anywhere I want within 60 feet. It can't move through objects, so I can't go through walls or anything, but I can go through people.
The antagonist for this
I don't-
episode is a smart house that just wants to be a real girl, and you're trying to get us to be on 100% our game when we're trying to thwart this poor innocent Pinocchio plot.
hold on.
Admittedly, I don't think
Look,
Pinocchio ever held
here's
Geppetto
what-
hostage.
I don't think he's being held hostage. I think he's fully got kaboomed. I think he's dead.
I think.
I think he's gone.
No.
Or maybe she's growing a second one.
She's
That's why
growing
he's
a second
okay.
one? Oh, okay.
There is a clone spell, I think. I wouldn't know that,
I'll allow
but
it. I don't think you need to. There is, yeah. That's it doesn't matter. Anyway, yeah, you're allowed to just summon. So I guess there's really no deception because you just sent him on the other side of the door. No, make a deception. You summon him next to Dani.
Oh, there you
All
are,
right.
buddy.
No. I'm sorry. No, because there's no indication it's you doing it. So
Yeah.
he appears
Yeah.
next to Dani. You're good.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Dani walks
Yeah.
through. Bing appears, rolls with him. Kyana, are you trying to go through, or are you staying in the library?
I'm gonna.
You can
I'm
can
gonna
trust me if you can't trust Dani.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay. If Vera can get us to Dani if the need arises, then I'd rather be here than fighting a house.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I'll
you guys are
fight the
really good at
house.
splitting the party.
I'll fight the whole house. Bring the whole house on top of me. I got it.
What?
Just as a general thing for the crew to know, if Bing is more than 300 feet away from me, then I don't know if the spell dissipates or if I just can't bring Bing further than 300 feet from
He
me.
just, if you tried to force him, he would disappear. But you can,
Okay.
when you hit 300, you'd be like, oh, that's the end.
Yes. Okay.
The house is not 300 feet across, or nor is it 300 feet tall. So,
Cool.
you're okay.
We're good.
Dani walks through, the door closes behind her, and arcane locks again. You see to the right, Dani, there's a door all the way down a hallway, and in front of you there's a staircase, and you see lights light up the staircase. Please, follow this way, Dani.
I should have got arcane eye. God damn it.
I will follow that way. Cautiously.
You go up the
I'll rev
stairs.
Bing along.
So we're just waiting for an explosion or something, right?
No, I'm just every 12 seconds or so, I'm like, Dani, you still alive?
Yeah, I'm fine, man. Dude, you gotta calm
Okay,
down.
cool. Just let me know when you see something weird.
Place is weird.
Something weirder or more concerning?
You, Finbar, the lights come down, talk to you while Dani's walking up the stairs. So this is that, she can be in two places at once kind of thing going
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
So while she's leading Dani, comes to you and says, I'm curious, what is the name of the weapon you carry on your side? I have never seen one of that construction before.
Oh, this? And he kind of unhooks Leyland. He's like, oh, this is a little artifact from my home. Come from the Feywild. I don't know if you've ever been out there.
Oh, come on, man.
That's
No,
Don't be
I've
rude,
never
why
been,
don't you?
because I do not have legs. You also wear armor, I see.
Yeah. Keeps my insides where I want them.
What would you say are your top 5 combat weak points?
And this is
Do you have a hitbox?
necessary?
Well, when I do jobs with the crew here, it can get a little scrappy, and sometimes it's necessary.
Understood. My few understandings of the outside world is that they are indeed populated with dangerous people that it is important to protect yourself from.
Yeah.
On a hypothetical scale from 10 to 25, how hard would you say you are to hit?
It's important to protect my friends as well.
Understood. It is a interesting creation you have here of 4 separate individuals, each interested in the well-being of each other.
Yeah, it's
we teaching
important
the
to
robot
make
house how to love?
friends. I hope you and Casimir are good friends.
Define friends.
Friend is someone you can trust.
Oof.
Even if you don't always agree with them. You know, through thick and thin, you know they always got you back.
I trust Casimir insofar as his... This is Austin just trying to find the right words for a childish AI that would
Casimir.
have a very particular manner.
Trust Casimir.
I trust Casimir
Daisy.
regarding his desire to follow through on what he finds to be the best course of action.
But you don't agree with your search for a body.
No. Is this normal? Do you disagree with those you choose to protect?
I do, all the time. I think the word you're
That's
looking
reassuring.
for is frustration. I know you don't have a body and you're not completely sentient yet, but feelings comes with all of that, and it's important to make sure that frustration isn't let out on those friends.
Good job, Finbar.
Understood.
I've just got a book open and I've been reading the same sentence over and over again. Like, Danny is still good. Danny is still good.
Dude, you have to ask less frequently.
I certainly do not.
I would never seek to intentionally, permanently harm someone who was important.
Caveats. How interesting.
And Casimir is important to you.
He is indeed. He created me.
Okay, so we know that if he's dead, it wasn't intentional.
Oh no!
Do we?
Damn it! That's
Do
a good
we?
point.
Danny, you walk up this spiral
Oh,
staircase.
show me the money.
It only goes up one level. The room you enter is smaller than the library, a little bit bigger than the foyer. It's indeed, to you, very homey. It's a workshop filled with all manner of nonsense that is, in some places, very organized, and in other places, perhaps organized chaos. What I assume the Dani method is.
Yes.
There's a workbench. There's a forge that has a low fire going, kind of like a pilot light situation in case, it needs to be brought up, with like a ventilator shaft outside. You see there's like some arcane runes on tables, various mechanical construction equipment, some shelves that have boxes that have some labeling on them of clearly there's both like physical materials here to construct with, but also there is arcane stuff here needed for enchantment, which would include anything from fine inks and enchanted inscription devices like enchanted chisel and stuff like that, all the way to like components and things like that might be needed in the casting of a spell in order to make it more permanent or more effective, things to that extent. I describe all this, but this is all things that Dani would kind of intuitively understand and maybe even expect walking in here. There is, in the center of the floor, there's a round arcane glyph, large, more than 10 feet across, and hovering overhead. And overhead there is a kind of looks like a chandelier. Like, you ever seen like one of those like really basic chandeliers that's like metal concentric rings? Right? Mm-hmm. It's just rings and there's little places for the candles. Mm-hmm. Imagine that, but it's almost Tesla coily. It's got like little bits of, it's glowing a faint blue. It's got little bits of arcane lightning jumping in between it. You see that there are some tools that are animated, putting the finishing touches on what appears to be a about 9 foot tall metal body with kind of haphazardly constructed one arm a little bit larger than the other, but you see like bolts are being tightened into place, and the light comes on the wall next to you, Dani, and says, "This is the facsimile of a body I have created to explore outside of the workshop. What are your opinions, Dani?"
I have one question for you, Austin, before we go any further.
Yes.
Does it look at all like a Precious Moments figure, the body that she's constructed?
That was me flipping her
boy.
off. No.
Probably look up what Precious Moments figures are.
No,
'cause I don't know
absolutely
what this
not.
is.
Some classic
You know what
old
Precious
white lady
Moments are?
shit.
They're
No.
like
Yeah,
cherubic,
they're-
like kittens and
Middle-aged
children.
white woman pop figures.
Yeah.
Oh, I do know what these
Yeah.
are. I just didn't know they were called
Yeah,
Precious
everyone's like
Moments
great aunt
figurines.
had like 3.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yes, gotcha.
Yeah. If I'm looking at the body, can I maybe make some sort of check to see how
Yeah.
viable I think it looks. Is it like an actual like mechanically sound?
Yeah, go ahead, make a tools check.
Hell yeah.
Can I also make this observation through Bing?
Rolled pretty good. on
Oh
that.
yeah, can you see through Bing? Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I forgot. Yeah.
That's why I brought him out.
So with proficiency doubled, plus intelligence, and a natural 18,
Correct.
that brings me to 30.
30. This thing is
Solid.
set. This thing is in fact ready to go. Yeah, this thing is extremely ready to go. It lacks the polish that maybe a long period of time where you could create the custom parts needed would be, but it seems, just at glance, you can see all of the hallmarks of when you're creating a homunculus, well, it's not really homunculus, but you've created a homunculus yourself. When you're creating an artificial being like this, it's not simply just putting the bits together and then enchanting a brain. There's intricate, almost like circuitry that needs to connect everything, but arcane ley lines almost that need to be laid within the body all the way through to make sure that the thing is not just a mind possessing a thing, but instead parts all put together, much like a body needs to have nerves going all through it, as well as, all these other complicated systems to make sure that everything runs as it does. You see the genius hallmarks of all these things running through it. It's ready to go.
And do I have any sense of would it be possible to take an existing Arcana intelligence and put it into this vessel? Or, because my understanding with the homunculus that I made is that it wasn't like I took an existing artificial intelligence and put it into something else. Arcana intelligence, put it into something else. I built Plug, and
Just
then
arcane
Plug
intelligence,
existed as Plug is. So I'm curious if Dani has any sense of whether or not this jump is even, as of so far, theoretically possible.
You're thinking, looking at all, you step forward and kind of observe the ruins. You walk, I imagine you're at this point walking closer to it now. And with a 30, yeah, an insight to the advanced inscriptions that are currently being written and then disappearing, like blue light scrawling across the dome of the head, the kind of featureless face mask that's there. Yeah, you think this will take?
Cool.
I mean, it seems like this is gonna work. Could use a little polish, I guess. People out in the big wide world can be kind of mean if you're a little funky looking, but that's just because people are assholes. You don't have to worry about that too much. Maybe just get a nice cloak or something.
It has been my experience that people on the outside can occasionally be assholes. Would you mind
she's a bad
ensuring
influence.
that I will not run into any problems if I were to encounter someone of this variety?
I mean, I can do my best to help you out, but it's gonna be hard without the required parts and things. Might need to dip back into my workshop and see if I can get some scrap from there. We got some good stuff from brass.
Oh, excellent. No, upgrades will not be required. It's a field test that I need. You see the
God
lights
damn it.
overhead, the lightning, boom, Frankenstein shocks into the head. The lights
Hell yeah.
come everywhere, come down, and then come back up slowly.
I grabbed Kiana's arm like
Dani, you
she
good?
The blue lights
Maybe.
that you saw tugging on the walls flashes across the inscriptions on Emmy's face, and she says, "I should like to ensure I will not encounter any problems I cannot handle on the outside." Raises 2 fists. Dani, roll initiative. Everyone roll initiative. We're gonna take a break and come back here in just a couple minutes.
Natural 20 on initiative!
Whoa!
I don't even know what I did.
Okay,
What are you
not bad on
doing,
this.
man?
Okay, all right.
I knew this is where we were going as soon as we got into an AI situation, but man, I'm so happy that we're here. Thank you all for listening
All
to
right,
Yak Yak.
real
we're gonna be
boy.
back in just a couple minutes. I'm gonna go get water because I finished my 1/3 glass about 20 minutes into the episode, and we're gonna pick up with an initiative against Emmy, the Shield Guardian.
Pinocchio's back, and she's
fuck.
pissed.
Rolling with difficulty.
Wally here. I am the voice of Finbar. Today's adventure is brought to you by World Anvil. World Anvil is a browser-based world-building tool designed to help you, the creator, write and world build, all while keeping your work organized and in one place. World maps, calendars, customizable wikis, visual timelines, and more let you decide how to best build your world.
And when you're ready to write, look no further than the built-in word processor. You can write your prose directly in World Anvil to keep every step of the process in one place. We all know tabletop RPGs are all about the power of friendship, and with real-time collaboration, you can work with your players or other creators on the same project. On top of all that jazz, World Anvil recently rolled out a new feature called whiteboards. This visual canvas allows creators to freely draw out their ideas, adding diagrams, flowcharts, mood boards, and more. And if you're a more visual creator like myself, this feature is perfect for you. You can chart out character arcs, storyboard key scenes, articulate character designs, sketch out dungeons and environments, or whatever else you need to help make the story you see in your mind come to life. Interested? Of course you are. And it only gets better, because for our listeners, World Anvil is offering a special discount. Just use code PLUG, that's P-L-U-G, at checkout for 40% off a yearly membership. And with that, I'll meet you all back on the Astral Sea.
Rolling with difficulty.
Rolling initiative for Emmy here. Big metal body. Surprisingly not that dexterous.
To be honest, I'm kind of rooting for her. Not to kill
3,
Dani,
yeah.
but like just in general.
Austin, I gotta ask, does
Yeah.
Emmy spell her name E-M-M-Y, or is it just M-E?
E-M-I.
Ah,
okay,
that was
all
my
right, sure.
guess.
Sure.
Sure. All right, so rolling initiative, just so we had everyone in case anyone wants to act. We have Kyana at the top with a 25, Dani with a 22, Finbar with 16, Virla with 14, and Emmy's living armor with a 3.
Oh,
And we are off. I'm gonna say, Kyana, you have alert, so you're never surprised, but you're also.
not
Are you
present.
talking? Are you connected
I'm
to
mind
Dani?
linked with Dani. I've
Okay,
been checking in
then-
on her regularly.
Then I will allow it if you would
Every
like
12
to.
seconds.
Robot's
Yeah.
gonna punch
get it
me.
off.
Robot's gonna punch Dani.
If you want to do anything in the room downstairs, please go ahead and take an action.
Okay.
I have words, but I can't say them because it's not my turn.
Oh boy. Robot's gonna punch Dani.
Yes, but the reason why the robot hasn't started punching before is because she trusts us.
I don't know if that's true.
You rolled a nat 20.
I
think
did.
I think she is being like on the level. It's just that she's going about it in a very like.
I think she's being on the level, but I don't think that matters right now. If
Do
Dani's
not
in trouble.
conflate friendliness and trustworthiness.
I'm the friendliest person I know, and I punch people for a living. Okay. How to get to Dani? Virla's how I get to Dani. Virla, Dani's in trouble. Okay.
Yes, I was watching. I will
Yes.
say, here's the thing. I don't want to indicate that we have been distrustful to Emmy, because if she does hurt Dani a lot, then she has the capacity to hurt us a lot. I trust.
Sorry, the calculus of this situation is very, very funny to me.
What do you mean? What do you like? It's like if she can hurt Dani, she can hurt anyone. That's a compliment to you.
If she could hurt Dani, she couldn't necessarily hurt all of us at once. I am, okay, I'm gonna say, hey, Emmy, what you doing with, Dani?
Many in the outside world are unfair, dangerous, or treacherous. I seek to ensure that I am ready to deal with them.
You know what? I just had a really interesting vacation where I fought a whole bunch of people. Do you want me to help Dani out?
We could all help.
I'm trying not to endanger the entire party, my man.
Oh, well, shit.
But no, it's fine.
Oh my goodness. What are your intentions with right
I
now?
want to go up there and
without an
draw
insi-
fire
without
to
a-
keep...
Okay. Okay, let me ask this. Kyana, and this is
Yes.
Red has to do literal thing for how Kyana would feel.
Yes.
If it came down to it, would Red destroy the automaton to keep Dani safe?
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if it was the automaton or Dani, she would destroy
Is that
the
Kiana's understanding of the situation? Is Kyana going up there? Is she using the let me spar as an excuse to get up there and keep this thing from hurting? Or is she being fully genuine, intends to help out?
I think it hasn't occurred to her that she might have to fully destroy the automaton. I think she just doesn't want to leave Dani alone up there with the thing. And that's as far as she's thought through the situation so far. Basically, like, put me in the same room as you so I at least can help, because I can't do anything from down here. Like, she is not 100% genuine in, hey, I would absolutely love to help you fight. She's deeply concerned for Dani right now.
All right. Go ahead and make a deception check.
Oh, God, why did I have to be honest? Why am I so bad at this? Okay. No, I'm not allowing this. It's the fucking nat 20 die again, and it rolled its third nat 20 in a row. We're not doing this anymore. I'm being honest. I'm rolling the other die.
Okay.
8. I'm so bad at lying!
It's not dishonest to roll the nat 20s.
There's something wrong with this die.
No, the rule of large numbers, it happens. I will fully allow you to. If you want to change dice,
it's 1 in 8,000, my man. There's something wrong with this die.
Do you know how many people play D&D every day? The numbers come up, man.
Dom rolled like 3 100s in the one shot.
Sometimes
do you feel bad?
The dice gods
Red, do you feel bad about
and the
it?
dice gods giveth away.
Yeah, of course I feel bad about it. Our
Just
entire
pick
discussion
a new
is how
dice
bad I
and
am
roll
at lying.
it. Pick a new dice and roll it.
We're using the speckly one with the red numbers that's almost impossible to read. Hacha! 8. Again. My deception's +1. I rolled a 7.
Please allow me to gauge the full function of my new form before I introduce it to any more parties.
Oh boy, okay.
I'm fine, it's okay.
Are you? Are you telling me that?
She might have robot. I'm not telling Kyana this, but Sophia wants to reassure everyone. She might have robot fists, but Dani has gun.
That is a good
Dani
point.
does have gun. All right,
Okay,
Kyana, would you like
yeah.
to do anything?
No, I don't think I want to do anything for the rest of this action.
Okay. That brings us to Dani.
Haha. She's swinging at me?
She's squaring up. Her turn is coming up in a while.
Alright, get corrected. I will use my action to summon the Force Ballista in handheld mode, so a tiny cannon, and then I will use my bonus action to fire with it. At the twirly chandelier thing in the ceiling.
Okay.
A 23 to hit.
Oh.
Yeah, that'll hit a chandelier.
Yeah, and it does 3d8. So that's gonna be 16 plus 4, so 20 points of force damage.
Yeah, that's enough to. So, my understanding is your intention is to knock the chandelier off the ceiling?
It looks like she's standing right under it, so yes.
She's standing directly under it. Okay, I'm just making sure. Yeah, that's way more damage than you needed. You summon the gun, fire. It connects with the top of the chandelier, which falls down. Go ahead and roll me. Hold on, actually, I should double check the height of the ceilings because I have that written down.
How long does it take the chandelier to fall?
Well, it's gonna fall on this round. I'm trying to figure out how tall the on the second floor, 12 feet. So it's gonna fall. Actually, it's right above. Go ahead and roll 1d6 for falling and 1d6 for lightning. So roll them separately and tell me which.
Wow.
Tell me which is which.
First d6 was a 3.
Okay.
And the second was also a 3.
Okay. She actually doesn't resist any of that. So 6 total damage. She takes 6 points of damage.
We should have just used the
as the thing like kind of hangs around her head.
I thought it was a much bigger
interesting
chandelier.
tactic.
Oh god.
An interesting tactic. You are very tricky. Here, since you have destroyed the lighting, allow me to set the mood. For lair action, she's going to cast Fairy Fire on you, Dani. Please make a dexterity saving throw.
That's not fair, Emmy.
8.
Oh no.
Purple sparkling light explodes around you and adheres to you. Attacks against you have advantage. Also, you can't benefit from being invisible.
Cool. I'm going to use my movement to run.
Oh, so I'm sorry. If you want to use your movement, that comes before the lair action, but you can obviously, go ahead and use your movement as you would like.
head towards the stairs, just 30 feet.
All right.
This has been fun, but maybe you should try a bar fight sometime. I think this is more what you're looking for.
Finbar, you're up.
I heard the loud crash upstairs, which is exactly what I was waiting for. Ask Emmy, what's going on up there? You better not be harming Dani.
I promise not to commit any permanent harm to Dani. We are merely testing the function of my new body.
That's not what I want to hear. And I will, bonus action, I will summon my starry form. I will take the form of the chalice.
Ooh. It's been a minute.
Okay. Been a minute.
And then I will go up to the, I guess it's a door.
Yeah, you want to hold on. Let's throw us back to the map.
Back to the map.
We can gestalt these for the. A smart Austin would have gestalted these himself. Unfortunately, I am not. So there you are.
Okay. Huh.
So they left through the north
can
door
kind of
right up there.
Keeping in mind that the positioning within the library is not hard and fast, you can kind of be standing wherever you want at the start of your turn there. Dani had a very specific spot to be.
I'm going to politely ask Emmy, open this door or I'll break it myself.
I can't do that, Dave.
Fucking called it, you asshole.
Kyana already tried it. Sorry, my test is in progress.
Well, you leave me no choice. And I'm going to cast Enlarge on myself.
Okay, sweet. You grow. You see, what is... Have you ever done Enlarge before? Yes, you... No, wait. Have you done Enlarge before?
Not on myself.
No.
Fantastic. What does Enlarge look like when Finbar casts this?
The first thing that grows is sort of like the leaves on his back sort of grow and cover me, and then slowly each appendage comes out of the foliage, and Finbar is now approximately 20 feet tall.
Nice.
Well, he would be if I don't cast Counterspell.
Virla, what the fuck is happening?
Virla!
I'm casting Counterspell.
You cast Counterspell?
I cast Counterspell.
Oh my god.
All right.
But I really like the idea of Finbar turning into like one of those moss balls and then just the limbs popping out.
I'll let him grow just enough to evoke the imagery in the...
Bro!
My man, what are you doing?
What is your count... Virla, I don't think we've ever seen a counterspell from you. What does Virla's counterspell look like?
It is very quick. It is quick and to the point. It is literally just like a flick of the hand. Like as if Tony Stark is like swiping an app away.
You watch as the weave connects to him, just out of the edge of where the spell is cast. You see it connect to him, and as you wave your hand, you see each of those tethers snap like strings being cut. The weave vanishes from your view, and Finbar shrinks back down to normal size.
Can I get a free insight check on this?
Please,
yeah, please
get an insight check.
I'll allow it.
Sure, yeah.
Okay, that is a 13 plus 8, I believe. Yes, 21.
All right. Legitimately, the driving force behind Virla's choice is that he thinks you guys are kind of overreacting to this. Like, he's like from a meta perspective. From a meta perspective, Red rolled a nat 20, and so we can be fairly certain that Emmy has no intentions of purposefully or maliciously killing anybody. She hasn't done so to Casimir, and from what she is saying, she seems truthful that she will not do so to Dani. Like, if it gets to the point, and I'll say this part out loud, if it gets to the point where Emmy is throttling Dani and she does not appear to stop, then we will intervene. But for now, if we want to finish the job that we have in place, we will have to work with Emmy in some way or another. Even if we defeat her, we do not know whether or not the default state of this is locked doors and a hostile environment.
As far as I know, Emmy ain't an actual person. Dani is.
Dani can handle herself.
Cut back upstairs, where we see, before Virla's turn, as Virla's turn ends, Emmy is going to go ahead and take her villain action. As this conversation comes to a close, you see the lights flicker back on in the library. And she says, Enlarge, reduce. Analyzed. Added to catalog. Counterspell. Analyzed. Added to catalog.
Virla.
They gave the robot counterspell.
Finbar.
She is going to use her villain action to cast a spell she has seen another creature cast.
No.
Awesome.
No.
It is going to enlarge herself.
No.
Awesome.
She grows to size huge.
I don't want a metagame, but I think the fact that she has a thing called a villain action is telling me whether or not we should intervene.
Villain actions are just a way for solo bad guys to balance action economy.
You guys, you should trust your
Heroes
DM
are
more.
heroes because they obey the physics of the world. That means it acting once on a turn in a round of combat. Antagonists are antagonists because they break the rules and they get to do that. Anyway, Virla, you see through Bing after all this happens, the lights come on, you see her enlarge, and now it's your turn. Is there anything you want to do?
Does Virla know that Emmy the Living Armor casted Enlarge Reduce?
I assume you saw it through Bing.
Okay. But not... Okay. I don't want to...
I knew you just counterspelled Finbar, but I'm allowing it.
Well, no, I don't want to give away that Virla can see through Bing. Is what the thing is. So, I will act Bing in a manner such that it is sort of like following around Dani. So, like, I'll move Bing appropriately.
Okay.
But I am watching intently, and I am keeping to my word, because like, if Emmy is on the verge of like killing Dani, then we'll intervene. But right now, I'm kind of inclined to take her on her word. And this has nothing to do with any Mystra stuff. This is actually just Virla.
I know. I'm like, this is. Even if we were here season 1, this would have played out the same way.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
It's nice to know that some things never change. Fantastic. That brings us to Emmy's turn. She's going to walk up 30 feet.
God damn it.
30. And she's going to attack twice with advantage with her slam attacks.
She can't concentrate on both Fairy Fire and Enlarge Reduce.
Oh shit, you're right, actually. Thank you, Finbar. She's seeking to learn more. Yeah, actually, it's yeah, wow. I hadn't, because one of them is a lair action, but it's her intelligence.
Yes.
I will totally, completely allow that as a gotcha.
My new favorite player is Wally.
Yeah, I hadn't considered it because I was like, oh, it's a lair action, but yeah, no, it's her. She's also the lair. So yeah, no. I'm
Yeah,
totally
actually,
No, Wally
friendship
is my
ended
friend.
with Noir. Now Wally is my only.
First off,
worry
her
about
armor
it.
repairs. The 6 damage you deal to her is she regenerates
God damn it.
at the start of her turn, and then. Yeah, is she going to keep advantage? You know what? It's dope, so she's going to stay big, and she'll roll 2 slam attacks against you.
I dearly hope that Dani, when we get back, builds her own conspiracy board.
Cocked. Hold on. Okay, one of them, so she rolls an 18.
I will use my reaction to cast Shield to bring my AC up to 20. But I will do
Cool.
it in a manner that
She
while my
also rolls a
voice...
27. So the first one hits against it. No, she will. She has a reaction. She will counterspell your shield.
Oh my god. Emmy, have mercy!
Yeah, so that's what happens. She counterspells your shield. She'll hit twice.
Okay.
Freaking damn it.
Give me a sec. Plus a d4 for enlarge. The first hit is 10 points of bludgeoning damage, and the second hit is I didn't roll good on either of these. 12 points of bludgeoning damage.
Where you at, girlfriend?
28.
Where are you at?
28.
Okay.
So she keeps going after round 2, then we'll intervene.
Okay, that ends her turn, and that brings us up to Kyana.
Get help. Need assistance.
Okay, that's all I needed to hear.
Punch by the robot.
Punched by the robot.
Reactions refresh at the start of the round or at the start of
Start of the turn. So she's used hers. She doesn't get it until her turn comes back again.
Perfect.
All right, same with me then.
Same with you,
Good.
right?
Yeah.
Actually.
Okay. Let me just.
Thank you for teaching our counterspell.
Bonus action.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you for
Well,
using it.
if I knew that,
That
then
is
maybe I
also-
would have thought twice, but...
Girl's got Amazo powers.
Okay. Well, we'll see
by
if
the
she
way,
can
so-
make.
The door is possible to get through. I don't know if that's your plan at all. It has AC, it has hit points. It also, there's a strength check that you can use as an action to try and force through it.
That's what I was thinking. Yes.
Okay.
Well, first off, I'm going to use my bonus action to summon my arms of the astral self. So I'm just gonna, clash the gauntlets together and just pop out 2 more arms.
Amazing. Boom. The astral arms come out.
Yeah, and I'm going to attack the door. I'm gonna
Do you-
try and wedge them in around the edge of the door to see if I can pull it loose.
Cool. So that's your action to do an athletics check to rip it off. So
Really? Okay. So
yeah,
it's not just a
you
regular.
you have 2 choices. You can try to punch your way through,
Right.
or you can attack for So you have example. You have an extra attack, so you could take 2 punches to try and deal damage to it.
Yes, yeah.
You could also use a whole action, make 1 athletics check, and if you succeed, you take the door off.
Right, except instead of my strength for my athletics, I could use my
use wisdom.
Exactly, yes.
So which
yeah,
would
I
you
guess
rather do? Because wrenching it off sounds to me like the check, but it's also possible to bludgeon this door down with damage.
Yeah, I mean, if I try to wrench it free and I fail, do I do any damage to the door?
No.
Then I'm just gonna attack it twice.
Okay, go ahead, attack it twice.
Yep.
So it does have AC and hit points, and the what do you call it? The arcane lock does not increase AC or hit points.
Oh, how convenient. Well, don't worry, I have a second thing I want to do next round if this doesn't get through. Does a 25 hit?
Definitely.
Thank you, DM. All right, d6 plus 5 force damage. 10 points of force damage.
Okay.
Second attack. Does a 13 hit?
13 does not.
Okay, the second attack isn't going to do anything.
If you wanted to spend, I'll tell you that the AC is 16, so if you wanted to spend 2 key points to bring it up to a 17 to hit, you could. Your choice.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. So 2 key points, also another key point for the summon of the astral arms in the first place.
Yep, so that's 3 on this turn. Go ahead and roll damage.
Yeah, that's only 7 force damage.
Okay. You take out, you definitely deal damage to it, but it's not even close. There's no way to go through it just yet. You're probably gonna need at least another one of them, probably more than that, to get this
This is
door
making
off.
me very frustrated.
Boom, boom. You won't
We'll
like
get
her when
there.
she's frustrated.
All right, well, that was my action, bonus action, and I guess I used my movement to close with the door. So that's what I'm focusing on.
All right, that brings us to Dani. You're standing next to a big old golem.
I'm on my way, girl.
Do I get a sense
Stand strong or play possum.
from
Either
my
way.
previous investigation of the golem that it is itself the source of an enchantment of some kind?
If you're trying to get at would a dispel magic work,
Yeah.
there's a lot of constructs exist in the world, and
Right.
typically
Yeah.
casting dispel magic on them, even though they've got a magic source, you can't cast dispel magic on Finbar's sword to make it stop doing the extra healing, right?
Right.
So typically the answer is no, but give me a
I'm
sec to
thinking
see
more
if
in terms
there's-
of because it's new, if it's new enough that maybe Dani could sever the connection Emmy has to it. So
Correct.
that,
No. So there's made of magic. The dispel magic and similar magic cannot harm or destroy Emmy or the workshop, but they can affect spells cast by the workshop. So when she casts you could reduce her, for example. You could dispel the enlarge reduce on her, but you couldn't dispel her consciousness in it.
Right. Okay. I don't want to give her any.
I have a quick question for next round. Does Emmy and the house in general count as a hostile creature?
Why?
Don't worry about it.
You don't have to try and trick me. I'm on your side.
There's a thing that that ends if I haven't attacked a hostile creature since the if it's a smart house.
I allow just attacking it to count. Yes, I would allow attacking it to count.
Dang. All right. Good to know.
Cool. All right, Dani. Yeah, what you gonna do?
Yeah, I'm gonna cast Shatter
There
on
we go.
the
All right.
inorganic material.
Damn, so that's disadvantage on the Constitution saving throw,
Yep,
correct?
DC 17.
You're so lucky that you're going at initiative 22 and not initiative 19.
Yeah, because she doesn't have a counterspell back yet.
Well, that,
layer
first off
action, I
that,
think.
but also she actually has another magic canceling reaction, but it's not as good as counterspell. So getting
Telling you,
counterspell
I'm the
is
better
good.
sparring partner. I'm doing her a favor.
Anyway, that's a 13.
Okay, that
Oh,
fails.
I'm sorry.
You're gonna take
I'm
full-
sorry. I have to re-roll because she has advantage on she's magic resistance. So I rolled that at disadvantage there. I'm gonna re-roll it straight to see what she rolls. It's actually the same thing. So
That's a failure.
Sometimes the dice
and I'm
just want it
casting
to
this
be.
through my Baronium Fluctuator, so I add the extra D8 for the Artificer spell, and it becomes 4d8 thunder damage.
Yeah, it absolutely does.
Ooh, rolled pretty good. 24 points of thunder damage.
Hell yeah. No resistance or anything. You see arcane bits go just like shattering off. There's little bits of like wood in here that kind of splinter, and she stumbles back a little bit. She needs to make a concentration on her spell. Sorry, what was the damage again?
24.
24.
24, so she has to make a DC 12. She makes it.
And then, with my bonus action, I will fire the Force Ballista at disadvantage because I'm within the melee range.
Correct.
That is a 17 to hit?
17 will not hit.
Dang it. Okay.
Whoa.
Then, we
It's
get
made of metal.
It's a cannon. At
Give me a
point
second.
blank.
What you gonna do?
Yeah, I don't know.
She has no reaction because she counterspelled you before.
True,
She
true,
can't
true.
copy attack
In
you.
that case, adios, bichacho. I am running over many feet. I can get down these stairs. I'm running.
Okay.
Danny's just like, nope, this is not going well. No.
Nope.
Layer action.
God damn it.
She will use her setting parental controls. All
What?
It's called that?
Don't be fucking
Yeah.
rude.
there's like a weird kind of like film goes over the whole place, and all creatures have resistance to spell damage for this round.
Okay.
Very cool. Then it would be Finbar's turn. She's going to take her villain action, and she's going to use info portation. She's going to turn her body completely into digital code and teleport right in front of Dani down on the stairs there.
God
What's
damn
the
it.
Sheikah Slate teleportation sound effect? Can we
Yeah.
futz that up
That's
a little?
basically it. Yeah, she's like, and completely digitizes and then reappears in front of you. That is her villain action. Finbar, you are up. You're lucky you moved, because if she does that when she's next to you, you take like damage.
Ooh. All right. I will grab Leyland, put it in my hand, and I will walk up to Virla. I'm like, get me to Dani right now. I'm going to hold my action, which is to cast Cure Wounds.
Yeah, the staircase isn't that big. I'd say that you guys can kind of see them up there. So like you can see the bits of feet coming down the staircase there.
Yeah. Yes.
Because I put a hole in it.
Do I know? I don't know this thing can learn spells, though.
Did we not hear her say?
She
said
did
that.
say,
She said it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we haven't
What
seen her
I forget what she
cast
said
it,
exactly.
but we,
Okay.
I mean, if she's kind of just saying it in the house, like we heard
Yeah,
her say that.
I
yeah.
think so.
Okay, then I can't let her learn Dimension Door.
Oh
'Cause that
God.
would be-
Or
that would
Cure
be
Wounds
bad.
itself.
Oh no, or vortex warp.
I don't think Cure Wound actually works on constructs.
It does not work on constructs. But
Can the
again,
house
would
cast-
actually be good.
Can the house cast it on the armor?
you know what?
Armor's
Finbar-
construct.
Okay, I'm not
Oh, okay,
gonna
never
do
mind
that.
then.
I'm going to.
So it's-
I'm gonna break this door down.
Thank you.
Cool. Athletics check, or are you attacking it?
Athletics.
Come on,
Okay.
Finbar.
It's a high DC to rip this door open.
Maybe don't do it, Finbar.
Don't listen to him. Hey, listen to me. The bad voice on your shoulder. Break that fucking door down.
This is a weird situation where you have an angel and a devil, but you actually want to listen to the devil in this instance.
The
Why would
angel
the
is
Virla
actually
be the angel?
is a devil in an angel costume, and the devil is actually an angel in a devil
Did I
costume.
miss something? Emmy's
Leave
being
your
completely
friends
reasonable
to
right
get
now.
her
She's
ass
done
He's
nothing
like,
to
I'm
indicate.
gonna lead you down the path.
She's done nothing to indicate that
I
she's
rolled a
actually going to go
natural
back on
19.
her word.
Natural 19. Natural 19 is
She
good.
said she was gonna punch you.
What's the
Plus
total?
2. 21.
21 is not high enough. Do
Bro.
you have any
High enough.
inspiration or something you want to try to add to it?
I'm right next to him. Can I help? I don't know what I would do.
It's your action to help. So you can take the help action and then grant advantage on the next turn.
Then I don't think I can do that because I already took my entire.
Correct.
Well, yeah.
Finbar could take the help action here.
Yeah, like if you
yeah.
pass.
Sure. I will give Kyana the help action to help her break down this door.
Thank you.
Okay. Normally I require that you be higher than the score, but because you made the check already and that was actually very good, I'm going to say that's your help action. Very cool. Kyana, on your next turn, if you use your action to try and rip open the door, you will have advantage.
Okay. I was considering doing something that would also give me advantage. But it's fine. We'll get there.
Yeah.
I can't stack them. I'll just, yeah.
So it goes, Virla, you're up.
Okay. I will. You said I can like start to see Dani, right?
You can also see through Bing.
Well, I know, but again, I don't want to let
Yes.
her know that. Yeah.
Yeah, you can start to see through. As far as spells go, what are you intending to do? There's at least 3/4 cover here, depending on what you're
No,
trying
I
to
want to say, well, if I can see her, I can. She's starting to like. If I can tell her she's starting to go down the stairs, I can say, Dani, you can say you yield.
do. Sure, yeah, you want to shout through. You
Yeah.
want to shout?
I'll say that, and I'll hold my action
Oh.
if.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Actually,
But
I would say the doors are opaque except for the ones to the greenhouse. So you could tell through Bing. You could tell through Bing where they are and what's going on. So you could
Okay.
be like, oh, I could shout through this door and they could hear me. So
Okay.
we're actually
Yeah,
still square there.
No, at that point, I'll do that then. I'll still shout through the door. Dani, you can say that you yield, and then I'll hold my action. And if, in the case that Dani says she yields or she wants to stop, but Emmy keeps going, I will cast Knock on the door. If those conditions are met, I will cast Knock and unlock the door. Does
Okay.
that make sense?
Yeah, no, it totally makes sense. Yeah, that's totally fine trigger. All right, and here's where Austin letting talking be a free action becomes interesting. Does Dani hear that? Say anything? What are Dani's choices?
Why the fuck would I?
Also, how many hit points does Dani have?
Dani has 28 hit points.
What are you worried about? You got another couple rounds in you.
She's got 1.
I have one.
Look,
I'm only
This
at
is what I'm thinking.
above 20 because of the 5 temporary hit points that ate up half of that
I'm
first
snacky.
attack.
Yeah.
I forgot that you're the glass cannon now, and that Virla is in fact not the lowest hit
I'm
point.
very squishy, okay? It's hard being filled with this much rage. It's just waiting to get out in any way it can.
3 ounces of whoop ass.
Here's the thing. I don't think Dani would immediately be like, oh, I yield. Like, in her mind, Robot punched me. Robot is attacking. Robot's not just gonna stop because I say I yield.
Okay, legitimately, did I miss something where we have, like, she has so far delivered, and she so far has not been distrustful. It has just been our perceptions that is, like, putting us on edge of it, right?
Okay, I can think of several ways she could internally justify kicking all of our asses and then sealing us in whatever crystal she's got the guy we came here to find in.
Yeah.
That's not a good outcome. That's a bad outcome.
No. She has the potential to do that, of course. But like, if she's being legitimate, that she has been honest in that she disagrees with Casimir, and she has like given all of the signs to do something sinister to him, and yet she still seems genuine when she says that he is fine and like he has not been intentionally harmed or anything like that.
That doesn't mean he's actually, like, fully okay, and it doesn't mean we're gonna be fully okay.
Also,
No,
she lied about the
we-
bones and the burning.
Feels
of-
like you could have been getting more. If only that you got more information through this. That's not to say like you needed to get it. You guys really have done extremely well, honestly.
Thank
But these
here's
are
the-
questions you don't have answers to.
I think it's
Yeah.
fine that Virla is making this call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To Kyana, nothing matters except that Dani asked her to help.
Yeah,
So that's all she
nothing
cares
matters
about
to
right
Dani
now.
right now, other than, hey, Robot punched me really hard, and if Robot punched me again, I will not be able to punch Robot back anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
so
Virla's-
it makes sense that Virla's making this decision. It makes sense that we're making our decisions. I think this is just good RP. I don't think
Sweet.
I don't think
No,
we're missing
yeah.
any tactical decisions. I think we're actually fine.
No, yeah, you guys you're not bickering, you're debating. There's a big
Yeah.
difference, and I'm very impressed. Anyway, Dani doesn't yield, so Emmy's gonna punch her twice.
Oh my god!
There you go.
She didn't yield.
13 will not hit.
No.
The other is a dirty 20.
Battlehead, even if I cast shield. So yes.
Cool. 15 points of bludgeoning damage.
How's
Ouch.
If you say you're on our side, Austin, you shouldn't be saying this with such glee.
I'm on everyone's side. I am the good guys and the bad guys.
that's
I
not
cheer when you guys roll
punching
well.
me?
I cheer when I roll well. Anyway, yeah, so one arm can't really get through because the staircase is kind of tight, and then the other arm just comes through and backhands you against a wall. You're taking kind of double damage there. That boom,
Sure,
boom, boom.
Austin.
Cool. That ends her turn. It is Kiana's turn.
Danny, did you try yielding?
Why are we yielding? What's happening?
She's using you as a testing dummy.
All
if
right,
you say that you
forget
stop,
this.
that she has sufficiently proven that she can handle herself in field combat. Virla
She's
says
only
that through
testing-
the door.
Okay,
Why don't
I'm
you try
gonna
telling her
try
that,
and-
and then you could get punched by the robot?
I'm trying.
I would absolutely be in your place for this.
Okay, it's athletics, but it uses my wisdom instead of my okay. My athletics is actually just flat. I don't have any proficiency in it or anything, so it would just be
Okay,
plus
so
5
you're
instead
using
of
your
plus
wisdom
4.
bonus, which is plus 5.
Is there a chance I could use something that isn't athletics for this?
No.
Okay.
What other skill would you use to force open a door?
persuasion?
Insight?
Insight.
All right,
Don't
let's
make
just
me
go.
come over there.
I'm gonna. All right, plus 5. Just, Okay, well, it's not gonna work. It's 14. So
With advantage, it's 14.
it's I rolled an 8 and a 9. And
Bet
one
you
of
wish
those
you
was
had
my
that nat
cheaty
20
dice.
now.
That was my nat 20 dice. I no longer believe it's weighted.
You got all the nat 20s out early.
I did, yeah. Thanks for the 1 in 8,000 chance. I really needed it. Okay.
Stop believing in it, and so it stopped working.
You have to believe
Yeah,
in
I
the
broke
heart
its
of the
little
dice,
heart.
Red.
Don't do this.
Only then can your
Okay.
grandfather's soul guide you to choose the right role.
I don't think either of my grandparents were. Anyway. Jesus Christ. Okay, well, that was my action, so that didn't work. Then I believe for my next trick, I will go into a rage.
All right.
Better.
Boom! The arcane, not psionic, not arcane, specifically not arcane. Psionic claws dig through the door, and you see that they crunch in a little bit, somewhat lowering the DC, but does not pull it off. And then Kyana, you see Dani get whacked against a wall through there, through the little bit you squeeze through the door. What does entering a rage for Kyana look like?
There's always been this sort of inner conflict between the sort of constant jittery ball of emotions that she is, and then the practiced monk discipline that was kind of inflicted on her for the first nearly 2 decades of her life, and up until quite recently, that's been kind of the only way she had that made sense. And there's just a little flash in her mind of actually fuck this, and something just goes snap, and the little ball, this is the wall that's been built up around the bouncing around, and the can't sit still, and the feeling everything way too big is just maybe that's good actually. And it's just I think it kind of pulses out and down the arms. I haven't used it for anything yet, but she's like a vibrating ball of emotions right now. Just focusing on through this crack through the door. I have to get through this frigging point A to point B.
You see the psionic arms that you have coming out go slightly more opaque, as if they are becoming more tangible. You enter rage. Go ahead, take an inspiration for that. That was awesome.
Oh,
Hell
thank you.
yeah.
Nice.
Does that end your turn?
That's gonna, that was my action was failing to take the door off the hinges, and my bonus action was going into a rage, so yeah.
Okay. Dani, it's your turn.
That it is. I'm within
You're
melee
over
range, right?
here on the staircase. You got like 30 more feet to get down, I would say, but currently Emmy is blocking your way.
What are you trying to learn from this test exactly?
There are people out there who seek to do harm and are untrustworthy. Can I defend myself properly against them and their ill intentions?
Yes, definitively.
All right. Is there anything else you like? What's Danny's
No
attack?
response? Emmy doesn't respond?
Okay, well that's the role playing. Is Dani attempting to like persuade her to stop? Like what is the intended effect, or is Dani just going to take some other actions? Is that just free role play?
No, I'd rather, because I don't think I have any sort of spell or action that could take her out entirely. So if I could make some sort of either persuasion or other check to be like, stop, you've got what you need.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
15? You know what? Wait. I have inspiration.
She repaired a little at the beginning of her last turn, by the way, to say it.
Yeah.
Not all the way. She's still damaged from that shatter.
Which is a additional 6, so that's 21 total.
All right. She goes into a ready stance.
Yes.
Point taken. If most people are as difficult to deal with as you, I feel capable in my ability to defend myself.
Oh, please let me rip the door off the hinges next round.
All right.
Please let me rip the door off the hinges next round.
You are
However-
aware that.
Oh boy, she's still talking.
However,
However, I am curious how it would fare against a group.
Oh,
Would you like to sit this out?
the face that Sophia just made!
Folks at home, I wish you could have seen it.
Oh god.
The pure contemplation.
Dani is gonna think back to how Virla didn't want to help with the fight. As long as you don't kill any of my friends, I'm just gonna take 5 here and rest up a bit. Yeah.
Oh, certainly. I would never kill any of you.
Suspiciously specific.
Okay. Dani's gonna sit down on the steps and like.
Is it me? I think that's completely innocuous.
How are you the least paranoid about this person?
All right. Is that the end of your turn, Dani?
Yeah.
Cool. I can't believe that happened. Her next lair action that happens right now, Initiative 20, is called Take a Break. How many hit points does Dani have left?
13.
She casts Sleep, centered on you, and puts to sleep 22 hit points worth of creatures. Dani just conks out on the staircase. Please recover
karma.
from your injuries.
Well, okay.
And then she's
All
just
right,
going
that
to...
is-
no, that's not her
that's
turn
probably-
yet. It's Finbar.
Dani snores.
Does this count as her not yielding? Because she did cast a combat spell on Dani.
She was doing it with good intentions.
Okay, that's the DM saying it, right? Not
Yes.
All
You're
right.
familiar with the adage about what the road to hell is paved with, right?
So far,
Well,
so
then we'll
good.
just keep looking at the paved road until we get to hell. We're fine.
We've been before. It'll be okay.
All right, so Virla does not unlock the door in that case.
Okay, for your held
Do I
action,
feel the
I would
sleep
totally
hit
allow
over the
it
mind link
because,
too? Yeah.
Yeah, you can tell she's asleep through the mind link. We're getting a little wobbly as both parties are kind of coming to. We're still in initiative, taking some actions, but we don't fully want to. Like we're coming to kind of an understanding here. So, Virla, do you want to cast?
Who's
Do you want to
we?
cast knock? I don't know. You're right. I don't know what your intentions are. Virla, would you like to cast knock? It seems suitable to me that Virla could read that as combat if you want to get this door open. As a combat spell, even though she did it with here, take a break.
Okay. Yeah, we heard her say that, right? Mm-hmm. Like fight a group, yada yada.
Yeah, you've got observant too. You've got pretty good passive perception, right?
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. You're good.
Then I will cast knock and I'll unlock the door and I'll say, "Let us help you along, then, Emmy."
All the
unlock
magic
the door.
goes out of it. The DC to break open the door decreases by 10.
Oh, thank goodness.
Finbar, it's your turn.
Come on, Finbar. Do whatever you're gonna do.
All right. You want to test strength? I'm going to sort of drop the shield, switch Leyland from my main hand to my offhand. I will bonus action. I will release Dern's tentacle whip.
Okay.
So it's Leyland in one hand, Dern's in the other, and I will. Do I still have to? Is the door still?
The door's...
Door's
Do I still
still
have to make a check?
Door is still not off the hinges yet.
Wait, hold on.
Well, okay,
the door's
so
not
I cast-
locked, is it?
Yeah, I cast
It is
lock.
the
and
arcane lock. It's a strong stone locked door. There's a DC to just bust that open.
Right,
Casting arcane lock on it magically enforces all of that. So what's happened is you've taken the
Okay.
magical reinforcements down to a regular door.
But it is still like a locked
It's still
door.
yeah.
Okay, good.
A
I was about to
target-
feel very silly.
Whoa. A target that is held shut by a mundane lock or that is stuck or barred becomes unlocked, unstuck, or unbarred.
Oh, okay. Well,
If the object
'cause
has
I know-
multiple locks, only one of them is unlocked, and then additionally, if you choose a target that is held shut with arcane lock, that spell is suppressed for 10 minutes, during which time the target can be opened and shut normally. So my
So
understanding was that for 10 minutes, it gets unlocked, like, wholesale.
Oh, yes. Sorry, Kyana. I think that sounds reasonable to me. So
Okay.
sorry. I know that's a big dramatic moment, but also I want to honor
It's all good.
prepping an extremely useful spell and not not taking that away from
D&D
Noir having
party?
it.
I've been
Being
freaking waiting
ready
for
for
Virla
a
to
door?
open this door.
Boom! The door
Punching
flies
it
open.
down was my alternative.
I should say, the door unlocks, magical reinforcement goes off, and it just crunches and kind of like crumbles a little bit in Kiana's arms and then falls down.
Okay.
I just want to switch it off. I'm so warm.
That does mean she knows lock, by the way.
It's my burning
Not, by the way,
intensity.
So,
All right.
right,
Kyana,
fantastic.
you and
Yeah.
me, we're gonna take this down, and
Yes.
I'm going to move on one end of this thing, and I'm going to make a main hand, and then
Cool.
just a main hand attack. I can't make an offhand that takes bonus action.
Go ahead and if you can totally get to her, Finbar, what would you like your what you're making attacks?
Yes, just the one attack with the tentacle whip.
Okay.
Oh god, she's so big. She's literally filling the hallway.
Oh,
What happened?
I rolled a 19. I love the crit on this thing.
Oh, right. It's so weird.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, I forgot it. Okay.
Would it work on a
Yeah.
construct, though? Well, we know what we're...
Well, it depends on if she's immune to the. I mean, she's gonna take the crit damage. That's for sure.
Yes.
It depends on the
It
condition
doesn't say.
she's immune to.
The D6 is max if he's resistant to psychic.
She does not resist psychic.
If not, it's a total of 13 points of damage.
She takes 13 damage. Okay. Anything else?
No, that's it. That's actually bonus action, and I am on.
Does she not stunned or something from the crit?
It wasn't a crit.
I didn't crit. It wasn't a crit.
was a
Oh, I'm
19,
sorry. I thought
yeah.
you said it.
19.
She did. Yeah. Yeah. Whip comes out, lashes against her. Very cool. She is going to use her villain action, Emmy Overload. So she's
What?
going to make 3 attacks off of her turn with advantage.
Okay.
They're all
Because I
going to be
dropped
against
the
Finbar.
yeah, because I dropped the shield. My AC is currently 17.
Okay. 23 for the first one.
Hit.
You take 13 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay, keep it coming.
Second attack is another 23.
Hit.
You take 9 points of bludgeoning damage.
Nothing.
And the third attack is 26 to hit. You take 9, 15 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
As she just like glows with energy and 3 times just brings a fist down on top of you and then sort of like stumbles backwards a little bit like from the shock of the power flow through her. Virla, you're up.
okay. I do nothing. No, I'm kidding. 5, 10. Actually, no. Bing is there. I will have Bing go down and meet Emmy so that it is touching, like, I don't know, her shin or something like that.
Yeah, perfect.
And through Bing, I will cast Shocking Grasp.
Yes.
Okay. I think this is at advantage because she's metal.
I believe so.
18 plus 8 is 26.
26 will hit.
Okay, awesome.
She won't counterspell Shocking Grasp, shockingly.
5 points of lightning damage, and it cannot take reactions until the start of its next turn, which is in a bit, so that's not that helpful. It's next turn. Whoops. Oh, no.
Oh, shame.
That's okay.
Dang
It took damage. She regains 10 hit points. Finbar, she is just going to keep wailing into you. You're going to take 2 attacks straight, though, not at advantage. Her special ability gave her advantage before. One of them is a 14 to hit.
Will not hit.
The other is very high.
Okay.
She actually needs to make 2 concentration checks for enlarge.
Yes.
One from Finbar.
Oh, correct, yes.
She succeeds on the Finbar, and the other is DC 10 from Bing. She will just make that one. She rolls a 6 plus 4 on the enlarge. That is 16 points of bludgeoning damage to Finbar. How you doing, buddy?
Ooh, I'm solid.
Okay.
I'm at 37.
Amazing. That ends her turn and brings us back to the start. Brings us back to the start of initiative with Kyana. Kyana, how you doing over there?
I'm gonna powderize the bits of door that I'm still holding, and then I'm going to step through and start punching. Okay,
right.
Now, as mentioned before when we did the level up, but for those of you who haven't heard, you should watch it, the specific way that Rage works is it gives me advantage on strength checks and saving throws, but not attacks, and +2 melee damage with strength weapons. The way we discussed this is that it gives me advantage on the strength checks and saving throws, even when I am swapping them for wisdom with my Arms of the Astral Self.
Yes.
And I believe we...
Yes, sorry, go on.
Yeah. Well, I believe we also discussed that the +2 melee damage would also apply to my unarmed strikes.
Correct, yes. So
Right.
I believe when you make a melee weapon attack, so a melee weapon attack is not an attack made with a melee weapon. That means a melee attack that is not from a spell. That is obviously her fists. They are not spells,
Right.
so that counts. And it says using strength, and then the Astral Self Monk says that you may use Wisdom modifier in place of your strength.
Yeah.
So I am ruling that she is using her strength, which she can replace the bonus, with the Wisdom, and thus it still counts for the bonus to damage.
Right,
Go ahead.
which I appreciate. Now, actually, what I'm going to do is relocate a little bit over here so I get the flanking bonus with Finbar, because I didn't read the fine print that I don't get advantage on attacks.
Yeah, you can actually run through her because she's so big. So
Yeah,
you can go through
I
her
figured.
space.
Do
Well,
like a
she's a
little
bad guy,
wall.
usually you can't, but you're a monk and there's a bunch of wall there, so you're fine.
Yeah, and I'm not, like, moving out of her threatened area or anything.
Correct. So you want to go ahead and flank
so-
to be...
Okay, so, attack 1 at advantage. Just straight without the, no bonus yet. Okay, does a 21 hit?
Definitely.
Good. I don't know, she's made of
Oh,
metal.
I'm sorry. She'll cast shield.
Okay.
She learned that one from...
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Accessing shield.
I'll
That's not
cast Counterspell for that.
Accessing shield.
What was that?
I'll cast Counterspell for that.
Who cast counterspell?
Thank you.
Cancel shield.
Yes,
There you go.
okay, so it does hit. Okay, now
Bust
normally
that arcane. Oh, that's so cool.
it's 1d6 plus 5 force damage with the rage. I believe that makes it 1d6
Yes.
plus 7.
There
Correct.
you go.
All right, well, it's 8 force damage on the first attack. Second
Okay.
attack at advantage. I don't think a 15 is going to hit her.
15 will not. If you spend 2 key points, it'll hit her.
This is true. Yeah, why the hell not? What am I doing
Nice.
thinking things through right now? I'm in a rage. Okay, second attack damage. D6 plus 7. 9 points of force damage this time. We're moving up in the world.
All right. You got a
Spend
bonus
a
action?
key point. Bonus action.
Cool.
Flurry of blows.
As a reminder, you can attack once as a bonus action for free. If you spend a key point, you can attack twice with the flurry of blows. Just because I know you just blew a bunch of key points. I don't know what you're...
I have 2 left after spending bonus action on Flurry of Blows.
Oh,
I think it would be
boy.
disingenuous to not try and punch her as much as I can this round.
Fair enough. Go ahead and punch.
Okay.
Who knows? Should be close to death.
Come on, man.
Why does that feel unlikely based on the tone in which you said it?
23 to hit. I mean, it hits.
Yeah.
That's another 9 points of force damage.
By the way,
Good
it's
lord.
clutch on the shield. Kyana would have missed every time without.
Thank you. Does a
without
19 hit
that
her?
counterspell. 19 will just hit.
Phew. Meets it, beats it. All right. Oh, thank you. Yeah, okay. 12 points of force damage on that one.
Okay, you're getting up there. Yeah, just a flurry of blows coming in on this. Force damage against the metal armor does not resist. Goes clean through. Does that end your turn?
That was my my action, my bonus action, and my movement to get through her space. So yeah, that's me done.
Cool. Danny's asleep.
Hot shoe, everybody. Me.
Can she do anything to like try and wake up, or?
You
I got Noir
person
with
can
that
use it
one.
if she takes damage. If she takes damage, she wakes up, and if someone uses an action to wake her up, she wakes up.
Okay. You guys good?
I made a joke that apparently appealed only to
Right.
Noir.
Anyway, she's
heard.
going to use another layer action. She's going to use mood lighting. Finbar, can I get you to make a dex save?
It's going to use
Oh.
what?
Mood lighting.
All of these sound like
That's a natural 20.
You are not fairy fired. How do you dodge a fairy fire that comes right at you?
So every single one of my fairies sort of catches it, puts it in a little bottle, puts it inside, and then disappears back into my shroud.
Adios.
The Kirby method, just suck that shit up.
Sorry.
Finbar, it's now your turn.
That's my trick.
That's your turn.
Parental controls, mood lighting. God.
I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on myself. Okay. Yeah.
Nice.
This is a third level Cure Wounds.
She can't counterspell because she used shield.
That's darn
Or
right she
attempted
can't.
This is gonna be a fuck ton of healing. Okay,
Darn
that's
tootin'.
Gosh,
3d8. That's 13, 16.
She learns
Plus a-
Cure Wounds.
8.
This is smart, though. It doesn't work on constructs. This is the one
Yeah.
spell that she actually can't use against you.
24 plus a d4. It's 2, 26 plus 9 is 35 hit points.
Hot dang. Got no counter spells for that one, Magic Man?
I can bounce the d8 actually. So
Him?
That's true. You can give that healing to someone else.
okay, so let me just redo some math. Okay, so 27 to me, and then the 12 to Dani.
Okay, Danny,
Oh,
you don't
thanks.
wake up, but you do regain hit points.
What a great nap.
That's my action. I have no bonus actions really. For this. Yeah, no, that's it. I'm good. I'm standing. I'm fine.
She will use infoportation. Could I get Kyana and Finbar to please make Constitution saving throws?
Constitution.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
We the people.
21.
21 will save you. Take no damage.
15?
15 will fail.
Oh.
You take 6 points of force damage.
Oh, hold on. Let me make super sure.
You don't resist force.
I don't resist force right now. Okay.
Nope.
6 points?
Correct.
Okay.
And she teleports behind Virla. As she becomes
my
Data and
Wamo.
then rematerializes. Virla, your turn.
okay.
Dani.
How will you have felt? When do you feel you have sufficiently tested out your new body?
You continue to fight. I assume that this is as vigorous as people on the outside world will be.
It is absolutely vigorous, and I cannot fight anymore. I yield.
Very well. She was raising a fist to just bring you into the ground, and instead turns and looks over at Finbar and Kyana again.
I can do this all day.
Hey.
All right.
Honk
Is that
shield.
your whole turn? You gonna do anything, Virla?
No, you know what, to test, I'll back up 5 feet away from Emmy.
She doesn't have a
and-
reaction, but even if she did, she would not attack.
Alright.
It's her turn. She repairs a little bit. She's gonna walk up to the door she can't fit through, and she's going to cast Shatter that she learned from Dani at Finbar.
Oh my god.
Okay, it's a con save.
Yep.
Just be glad I didn't use Fireball, because that was an option for
That's
a while
a
there. Since no one else-
13.
No.
13?
Yes.
That's a fail. You take 13 points of thunder damage.
Okay. I will use my reaction to absorb elements that.
Sweet.
Nice.
Wait. No, I can't. I won't do that.
What?
No.
You won't do the
Never
absorb
mind.
elements?
No.
Okay.
He's worried about
'Cause-
her learning it.
Oh. This is
I'm
why
at
punching
51.
stuff is the ideal form of combat.
What if
Alright.
she summoned astral arms? What would you do then, Kyana? Huh?
She,
Look.
I would be kind of impressed.
after she does that, she looks to the rest of you and she says, "Are you of a similar disposition as Virla? I feel satisfied. Would you like to continue with this exercise?"
Finbar is gonna say, "Did you feel?" He's kind of like bruised up, battered, but he's still standing. He's like, "Do you feel any of this?"
Define. I'm aware of structural damage taken to my physical form.
You need to understand that in the outside world, being a person, one of the things you feel, and he kind of spits in the ground, there's a little bit of blood of it, is pain. And this little exercise of yours does prove that while you are able to go out there and learn all that you can learn, the one thing you'll never understand is pain. And that changes how you learn to empathize with the people around you. Now, I don't understand half of the magic that's going on here, and I don't know what happened to Casimir. But moving forward, after this whole exercise, one thing I want you to try to do, to understand that us flesh folks feel pain, and you gotta take that into your calculations. Do that, and I'll yield.
You submit that even though I can be injured, since I feel no pain, I have a responsibility to other beings I may meet, to take their well-being into consideration before my own.
Yes.
Interesting. I find that perhaps I was not looking for simply a physical test of my expertise. Perhaps I also wished to be gained direction when I reach the outside. I will take this under advisement, if you will allow me to leave now.
In good faith.
In good faith, indeed.
In good faith, we must ask you, and you must answer us truthfully. Did you do something to Casimir to prevent him from meeting with us here and now?
Indeed. Ever since we are in disagreement on my ability to function in the outside world safely, I have had Casimir locked in the pantry.
7 weeks
Let us then-
of a living creature locked in the pantry.
Let us then employ this new exercise that Finbar has for you. Do you think that Casimir appreciated being in that pantry?
Certainly not.
How would you think if Casimir... No, never mind. I was going to say if Casimir placed you in that pantry, but that means nothing.
That's technically what she already has, you know?
Exactly.
She's in the
Knowing-
pantry, yeah.
She is the pantry.
Exactly. Knowing now, then, that you have most likely caused Casimir great pain, be it physical, or mental, or emotional, would you continue to keep him in the pantry?
No. I would not keep him contained any longer than is necessary to ensure my own freedom.
Casimir is still a client of ours, and you will understand our disappointment if, because of your actions, he will not do business with us. That is not to say that only you can have what you want, or only Casimir can have what he wants. If you allow us to speak to him, I believe that we can come to some sort of compromise.
Okay. Are you trying to suggest that because she had already kind of mentioned that she was like, oh yeah, he'll be, let me go and then he'll be fine. Are you trying to argue that she should stay while you guys talk to him? Or are you fine with that being the scenario where she goes and then you talk to him?
No, because the thing that I'm imagining is that if Casimir finds out that we let her leave, he's not going to want to do business with us.
Also,
Okay,
she's
so
been
you're-
locked in a pantry
you're
for
convincing
7
her.
weeks.
You're convincing her to stay to see things through. Go ahead and you've sort of formed a special connection. Go ahead and roll me a persuasion check and do it at advantage, Virla.
Oh, please, Mystra.
Are we still in
asleep?
combat time?
Nope,
Yeah.
we're no longer in combat.
Okay,
time.
can I go over and wake up Dani while this is happening?
Yep.
It's like,
How do you wake me up?
Virla. What?
How do you wake Dani up?
I think I'm like very slowly unclenching. It's like, all right, let's go like tap her on the shoulder. It's just like, Dani, are you good? And also like along the mind link, like, Dani, wake up, Dani. Virla's doing something.
I was streaming a fast
Sick.
10-year seatbelts.
Oh, that sounds awesome. I don't know what that means though.
They don't even... The audience doesn't know what that means, do they?
No one knows. Oh my god.
Fast and the Furious
16
10,
DM,
baby.
by the way.
16.
16.
She considers. Very well. For whatever good it will do, I will attempt to smooth things over with Casimir.
For what it is worth, you did hurt my friends, even though it was technically under consent. I do not know what they may think of this, but I will advocate for you personally. I cannot speak on behalf of my friends, though, and I can understand why.
This is appreciated. Perhaps there is a lot that I must consider about pain.
I do have one final question. Is your wish simply to see and explore the world?
I wish to learn more.
If there were some other means of doing that that did not involve you being in a body and walking of your own accord, but it still allowed you to see the world, would you accept it?
I am not sure I follow your hypothetical. Under what circumstances would this be allowable?
We must first speak with Casimir, but if you are agreeable to that, I have a potential solution.
Then let us speak with Casimir. Please. She motions.
I'm gonna lean over
the
to-
doors that you see over here open into a little kitchen area.
It's just a dead halfling.
You know, like lean over to
Flat
Kyana,
on the
like,
ground.
so
No!
he's been in a pantry for 7 weeks. There might be food in there, but there's probably not water. What do you think the odds are
Look,
that
she
this
has
guy's
to
dead?
know-
I have been
what-
supplying him with food and water.
Obviously. She takes care of all of his needs and all that junk. Oh, boy. How you doing, Dani? You doing okay?
I've been worse.
Yep.
I had a really good nap. Oh my god.
You hear click. Emmy! Emmy! This dude comes you down the hall. You see this dude come storming out. Got 7 weeks of beard, stubble. He's a human, by the way. He's not a halfling. About 7 weeks of stubble, hair, unkempt, clothes a little worn thin. Doesn't look, like he's been starving or anything. She's been casting create food and water in there so that he can eat.
Warm water, stale food.
Yeah, no,
It's
he
not
wasn't
stale,
really
it's just edible.
That's
Sure.
It wasn't food. No. it was
Yeah,
magic.
if she casts food and create, I think Finbar told her not. Finbar told her not to, but yeah, she basically makes like hardtack.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Aw.
Finbar is aware of that spell. It's cheating. It's not actual food.
This dude
like going in and out.
comes out, looks around, sees you guys, and says, "I'm sorry. Have people been living in my house while I've been locked in the pantry? Who the hells are you people?"
No, we just got here, sir. We're working for Delphine. She had a delivery. She wanted us to pick up. And then
And
we
it
ran
is how-
afoul of your house.
And it is how
Why
we
didn't
found
you
out about
say
your
so?
predicament.
Perfect. By the way,
We
since
did.
you've been in my house, have you by any chance come into contact with the arcane intelligence that has kept me locked in a pantry for 7 weeks?
A
Oh,
gesture to the body.
Yeah.
the armor. She has done a lot in these 7 weeks.
Have I died? Am I dead?
No, you ain't.
Not to
dead.
my knowledge.
Fortunately not.
Well, shit.
50-50 odds.
I do not mean to impose, Casimir. Emmy, for better or for worse, has told us of your joint predicament.
joint predicament? You mean the part where I'm locked in a pantry and she keeps me locked in a pantry? That's the two-way street you're referring to?
The solution being that you can keep her confined within this house, even though you deliberately programmed her with curiosity and a desire to leave said house.
Okay, well, I didn't program her with a desire to leave. Also, who the hell are you? What do you know? Okay.
All right.
It's
let's
been a
get everybody in
complicated
the car.
afternoon.
Per Aspera, a series of adventurers for hire and also more often than not delivery people. We came here to pick up some shit for you for the lady that's been on our ship for a while. And then your robot tested out punching on us, and now I think Virla wants to help your robot leave.
Yeah, that sounds right.
So there's two things we need. One, do you have the delivery for Delphine? We're here to pick that up. We can sign for it if you need. And two, Virla's got some philosophical stuff to go through. Can I get the package while this is happening?
Oh, by all means. I'm sorry that I'm slowing you down. I'm sure it's been a long, hard journey that you've had to wait a long time for me to be available.
Can I flash my visage of the astral self and intimidate this man into possibly being a little more polite?
Okay, well, now I'm gonna start calming Kyana down.
All right, y'all. Okay,
now you start calming me down.
How about we, Finbar slowly starts taking his backpack off. He's looking at the supplies that he brought. It's like, okay, well, there's a halfway decent kitchen. I'll make us a little food. Everyone sit down. We'll just relax for a little bit. We'll smooth this out, and then we'll get these two situated with whatever they're going through.
You have been under a lot of duress. Let us host you for a little.
But also, like,
In his
where
own
if
house?
you had a section of your house where you kept deliveries that might be about to be outgoing at some point.
Yes, if you can indulge us. Dani has been under a lot. If you can just give her the package and she can secure it on our ship.
Also, if you need payment, we can pay.
No!
I'm just saying.
No!
Payment?
I can pay. I'm not speaking for the rest of the crew. Everyone's had a very hard day.
His robot
Payment for
punched us,
what?
and we came here to pick
I
up
know.
something for a different client. Why would you pay him?
I got payment up front for a treat. It's... Fine. Okay, hold on. Goes into his room, opens chest, brings out a sack that's about like a vase size, I guess.
Okay.
It's got like a heavy lump of something in it. It's black and kind of glittery, tied off at the top. Tosses it to Dani.
Does it feel porcelain on the inside?
No. It's like a loose something is in there. I don't know why I was holding it. The way my hands went made me think of
Dani
Otis. That's why I
spikes
described
it on
it
the ground.
size.
Like fragments of a Precious Moments figurine.
Oh god.
This is the new bit for the season. I hope you guys are ready because I've locked it in.
Okay, so catching me up on all the things I've missed in the 7 weeks that I've been gone. You're from Delphine. You were sent by Delphine to retrieve her order. You've entered my house, spoken with Emmy, and then she built a body, or you made a body, or
She built the body.
She built it.
she built
We've
it.
only been here in the last
Yeah,
few hours.
believe me, if we had built it,
Oh,
it would
well,
be a
consider
lot
yourself
shinier.
lucky. Did she tell you that she killed the last person who visited?
Is that the bones?
I was wondering what those bone fragments were.
Yeah, that would be the case. Emmy pipes up. She goes, "He was an intruder attempting to steal secrets from." It doesn't matter. You can't just kill people, which, by the way, was the whole reason I didn't want her to leave this house. Okay?
I presumed as much. We can come to a conclusion. Let us first secure the package for Delphine.
We've got
that is
the
what we're
we've
here
got
to
the-
do.
We've got the package.
Gives it to Dani. Package is secured.
Stick it in the
Now,
bag
if
of
you
holding.
excuse me, I'm going to go deactivate my arcane intelligence before it murders a person. He goes to walk, and Emmy's shield guardian form just steps in front of him. Or I'm gonna stand here and listen to you guys.
Dani, Kyana, and Finbar,
Yes.
this conversation is of a private matter. If you three can secure the package, and I may speak with Casimir alone, we have completed the job for Delphine. This is purely in my own interest. If I fail, it is on my merits alone. You are not beholden.
I'm gonna do two things. Casimir, Do you mind if I use your kitchen a little bit? I'll make you some real food as an apology for all this mess.
Well, you're already in my house, so why not?
All right, cool. And then I'm going to turn to Virla, and I'm going to say, I have a feeling you're awfully close to all of this. Just make sure that doesn't cloud your judgment. You're doing the right thing.
I am doing the right thing.
And I'm going to cast Enhanceability.
Whatever the charisma one is, please.
Yes.
Eagle Splendor.
Eagle Splendor. And I will head into the kitchen.
Eagles, notably charismatic beings.
Hey, go birds, you know?
Oh no, is this a sports thing?
This is a joke that can only happen on rolling with difficulty, folks.
Oh god.
Not a joke. They're a good football team. We should all root for them.
Oh, it's a sports thing. Okay.
Yeah, it's Philly Eagles.
Sorry,
I was
audience.
gonna say,
Yeah.
but didn't you just say birds?
Yeah, when you cheer
Yes,
on Eagles,
yes,
you
you
go
go
birds.
Yeah, that's their slogan.
Yeah.
That's
No.
like the chant.
Oh, is that their? Oh, yeah.
Yes.
That's
yeah.
their-
I was like,
their-
say Eagles. That's their team.
That's- I also
You're
don't know
not a
sports teams.
real
I was gonna say that's their
fan,
battle
Austin.
cry.
You'll have to
God.
Excuse me. All right. You gain Eagle Splendor. Dani, you have the package.
I do.
Congratulations.
Yay.
I want to go to the front like I'm gonna leave and then loop around to the back and try and sneak up to the workshop to just like look around and see what's going on. While they're all
Make a
having
stealth
this
check.
conversation.
Danny, Emmy's a smart house.
It's a natural 20.
Hey. Oh my god.
+2, so
All right.
22.
Dani makes it up there. Dani makes it up totally fine. You make it up into the
I
workshop.
don't want to touch anything. I just want to poke around and see how stuff, what he's working
You
on.
wake it up into the workshop. The wall flashes as you get up there, as Emmy says to you, Dani, what can I help you with?
I'm also an artificer. I was just curious about, what kind of projects we're cooking up here.
As has been said, Casimir is an expert in the creation of arcane intelligences. He works to perfect these.
Does he do any? Because my friend has had some trouble with his intelligences. Does he ever done any sort of research in like restoring old save files, essentially?
Save file.
Like blow on the cartridge kind of thing.
Certainly, Casimir does works on many aspects of the science. She wouldn't say science. On the magic of awakening.
Interesting. Is there any like research that I would be able to look at of his into this awakening?
Make a persuasion check. She normally wouldn't allow it, but she's starting to become her own person.
19?
An arrow forms on the wall and goes like to a notebook. Like one of like several that's underneath the workbench, I should say, actually. Like there's a row of like journals down there.
I will sit down right there and start flipping through the book, reading it, and I will be like, "Thanks, Emmy. You're a real one. Even though you punched
Cool.
me."
I'm gonna go ahead and say Dani's at a decision point right now. Because like you could try to snapshot some of this, and that's like maybe like a little bit of a help on something in the future if you want to. But this is like a dense musings. It's like a bunch of wrong stuff that he's gone through. So if you want to like use this as a thing, Dani's gonna need more than just a couple minutes staring at it.
Okay.
You're gonna have to steal this book.
Could I ask Emmy, because I don't want to get on her bad side, because I know Violet's having a conversation downstairs. Do you think he would miss this if I borrowed it for a bit?
Oh, this is like the most complex NPC I've ever played. So, like she's like just coming into her own, like starting to understand morality, and her programming is to it would be to say no, but she's starting to become her own person. So
She
yeah,
did just
I know.
punch you an awful lot.
Roll for it.
Go ahead. Yeah, you know what? She's gonna make a check. I'm gonna roll in front of the group. She's gonna make a wisdom check. She has a -1 to this.
Ooh.
But if she rolls, I'm gonna say if she rolls a 13 or higher, she's gonna let you do it.
17.
17. I'm sure he will not notice. At least not in a timely manner.
Oh my god.
Emmy, you're actually pretty cool for someone who punched me nearly to death. And I'll stick it in the bag of holding and try and scuttle downstairs, getting out the front door.
Yeah, that 20 on stealth, you're good. You steal the book. Amazing.
Where are you?
What's the total? What's the total on stealth?
It was
22.
I will also leave as on the workbench upstairs. Just a little bit of the golden fleece, not all of it, but just like a few strands as like a thanks, buddy.
Game respects game.
Yeah, sort of like a calling card.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, like, is it gonna be like, oh, payment
like
for
a
my services,
signature?
or this master thief that wants me to make sure that I know it's her?
Either way.
Or better yet, lint.
Yeah, he's like, I don't have Emmy to clean up after me anymore. Just Dustbuster's head.
Wow.
Yeah.
Virla, you and Casimir enter the garden. He closed the door behind you.
I'm sorry, I wanted to mind link with Emmy as we're presumably kind of clearing out.
She's standing right next to you if you want. Like, she's not going with them, and she's not helping Finbar, and her body is not going with Dani, so she's just standing next to you. You mind link with Emmy.
I just kind of wanted to, let it be private if need be, because I think I'm still kind of, like, buzzing a little bit, but, like, everyone's cool with her now, and the problem is, like, from the very beginning, it's like, no, I totally get it. Unfortunately, I totally get it. So I kind of just want to mind link and be like, hey, I just wanted to say that I grew up in a very similar situation for as well as that can be described. And I sort of had a moment, too, where I realized I had to get out and see the world. So I am sorry for punching you 4 times, or possibly 7 times. I don't remember. It's all kind of a blur, because I really do get it,
No apologies necessary. I invited the contest.
Yeah, that's not really why I did it, though.
I think I take your meaning. Your apology is accepted.
All right, thanks.
I appreciate your understanding of the situation. I thought myself to be wholly unique. Now perhaps I think I have more in common with much of the world than I'd considered. This is reassuring.
Yeah, I mean, no 2 people I've ever met are exactly the same, but there's a lot in common, I think. I think you might have an easier time than you might expect finding people who, even if they don't get you, will still like you,
We shall see.
Yep.
Virla.
And I want to keep that mind link open as I go back out to the ship, just,
Cool. You meet up with Dani and you're like, what took so long?
Yeah, what was going on?
Don't worry about it.
Is the bag of holding slightly bigger than before?
Before we begin the actual meat of the conversation, let my mechanical appearance not fool you. Finbar is an excellent cook, and I will attest to that personally.
Then it was all worth it.
Oh my god.
Go on.
Your sarcasm is acknowledged and noted. I understand the distress that you've been in these last 7 weeks. And I first want to at least acknowledge, even though the nature of it has changed, the engineering feat that you have gone into creating Emmy. This being, for better or for worse. I will take some of the blame of her making the decision to put her mind and consciousness into that body. To reiterate, it had already been constructed by the time that we had entered. I believe we were sort of the tipping point for her to make that final leap. But I did say that she was in a unique position, and that she might have interpreted it the wrong way. I understand that as complex of a procedure you have undertaken, how intricate and sophisticated this arcane wonder has been, it is not without flaw. And as you have demonstrated, and I'll gesture to the little scorched pile of bones over there, and you have noted that as well.
Yeah. Her decision-making process isn't always flawless. Ultimately, look. I mean, I can't really say this without her hearing, but ultimately, I know that her heart is in the right place. I don't just think she's a thing, you know? I made her as much as any person makes another person. But her worldview, her experience is very narrow, her power is very high, and even though she meant well protecting me from that douchebag over there, he nods towards the scorch mark, there's not enough to... you couldn't fill a thimble to bury him. So, what happens when that gets out and she's scared, frightened, and then all hell breaks loose? She's my responsibility as much as her actions are her own. So, it's my responsibility to make sure she doesn't get loose with power like that.
Which brings me to my proposition. I think we are both in agreement then that the most ideal situation for her would be to be in a position where she can experience the world as she sees fit without her being privy to the power that she wields, at least currently. And I sort of look back at the giant thing of the giant construct. It allows her to expand her database, and then perhaps in time she will begin to acquire the nuances that us naturally sentient, I suppose, let's call it, folk tend to overlook so often. Would you agree?
Sure, you make good points.
I will go ahead and uninstall docent from my forehead. This is a docent. It by nature houses artificial intelligence. If you are amenable, it needs fixing anyway, which was another reason why we had come here for you. But if you are amenable, you may install Emmy within docent. There, I am in full control. There is no fear of her taking over me or possessing me, but she has the ability to view the world through this eye, and I kind of shift it to the thing that looks like an eye, to the side that looks like an eye. And she can make her own observations and perceptions, and she will have me to converse. I won't claim to be a paragon of virtue and morality, but at the very least between the four of us, we can help we can help Emmy become close to human. Or
you see,
organic, or as you say.
You see at the reveal of Dosen, his whole kind of demeanor changes. He takes it from your hand and looks at it. He goes, huh, you got your own little AI stuffed in there. How'd you get it in something so small? Wait, you didn't build it, did you?
I did not.
No. Naturally. Well, Emmy, what do you think about that? He just turns to the wall, and the wall lights up, and she says, but desires to see the world. Pirla is clearly capable at protecting himself and his friends. Should I be accounted among them? That I would feel safe and comfortable experiencing the world from his vantage. Okay, well, we're gonna need to take a look at this. Come here. Here. He's gonna go up to the workshop. You follow me this time. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
He goes up, brings you up, you enter, and he tosses docent onto, there's a little table on the bottom left here that has runes on it.
Who broke my fucking chandelier?
He goes,
where's my book?
Yeah, he steps over, he's like, no, he points to that and the circle on the floor. He goes, I didn't build those, by the way, those are new. Goes over, places docent on the table, lights up red, docent hovers up. Emmy, can I get a visualization of what we're looking at here? Major image. And you see a light appears, and there's it seems very, very familiar to you because it looks like the weave, but the same pattern of that branching network, but condensed down, smaller, and there's parts of it that are shifting and reconnecting to each other. He's like, just make it bigger, please, Emmy. Let me see. Oh, it's a mimir.
A mimir?
What?
Yeah, it's like Wizards make them. It takes a shit ton of time because it takes forever to download all the information, but you fill it with information, and then it's a repository of knowledge, so that then they sell them to people, and it's like, it's a great guide, or research tool, depending on what you're filling it with.
Does it explain the voice that it comes installed in it and speaks?
Well, the voice will talk
converses
to you. Yeah, you ask it questions. It's a talking library, so you don't have to search for information yourself. People just download it. It takes a shit ton of work.
I see.
But you see right here, he points to something that just looks like a bunch of lines. He's like, yeah, this is how it accesses the information and searches through it. It's got other functions here, so it can actually view the world, and we got this, it does detect magic. How long have you had this?
The better part of 8 or 9 months. Thank you, by the way. I am not used to not knowing something.
Aw.
Oh, well. I wouldn't know anything about it, so.
Damn it! He really is just Tony Stark. You ass.
Viral's unfazed. He's looking at this with he's legitimately interested to try and understand even a glimpse of what Mr. Stark is talking about.
Are you going to be overriding the docent personality though? He doesn't deserve that.
He scratches. He goes, yeah. Because I can see, because look, here's, you see this bright part? This is new information. Give or take, I would guess, 9 months, a year, something like that.
Yes.
But then all this, and he turns it, and there's a big, huge dark chunk. All of this is previously installed stuff that's currently locked.
Locked?
Yes. Blocked out information.
Oh. Well, I suppose that is the thing I intend to fix.
Alright. So, looking at the sort of mundane aspect of this, extremely sophisticated. Huge props to whoever ended up making this. Emmy can fit in here, but I don't think you're going to be able to put both in. So I'm going to have to remove Docent and store him here in the meantime.
So are you removing the blocked chunk, or simply just the audio interface, the
whole kit and caboodle? It'll be Emmy that's in there talking to you from now on, and all of Docent will be here.
I see. By here, where are you intending to store him?
He can live in the walls of the house. There's plenty of infrastructure. There's more than enough memory to have both of them, actually.
So just to clarify, in exchange for having Emmy occupy this portable house, sure, let's call it. Mm-hmm. You will then have access to whatever currently locked memory Docent has.
When I unlock it, yeah.
Okay, Austin, how in on the game is he? Does he know about Mystra? Does he know about Delphine's actual occupation and her ties?
He knows about Delphine's occupation. He works with her, but there's no sense to you that he's in on your crusade, right?
Yeah.
That he's here to solve. He doesn't know that you've been given specific orders to get Docent fixed. I mean, look, I can unlock it right now. You just can't go through all the information that's in there. It would take forever.
I very, very quickly explain that in the past I have tried tinkering with this technology before, and the best that I have tried to come with were data spheres, which do the same thing in a clunkier way with fewer storage capacity, with smaller storage capacity.
Do you got it? Do you have any of those?
I have plenty. How many of those would it take?
Can I take a look?
Yes.
They're on the ship.
Can I just say that I have some in my bag?
Yeah,
or
go
something?
for it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go and I'll just hand him one.
He pulls Docent off, throws it in there. Oh, this is a whole different mess. Okay.
I
you made
acknowledge
these
that.
ones you said?
These are mine, and
Yeah,
I
that
will
makes
take full. Yes.
Well, I mean, you got the, you got the, even saying basics doesn't really describe it correctly. You got the structure down. It's clearly capable of perceiving and remembering. It's not what we would call awake in my line of work, but I
don't think it was meant to be.
It's fine. It's just got all this. You see this squiggle here? It's just got a layer of corruption in it.
Yes. I didn't think that you would be able to possibly uncorrupt it. What I was getting at was, how many of these would it take to store either the information that is blocked or Emmy?
These are not nearly as tough as them. I'm guessing these have hours of information each. You're looking at Emmy can hold more than several lifetimes. And I'm guessing Docent here is somewhere on the order of that. So you'd need a shit ton of them. But yeah, so you can't put one and they'd all be split up. You couldn't put one or the other into one of these things. It just remembers a little bit.
You can't. So, for instance, the storage that is in Docent, you can't split it up and put them within how many dataspheres you would need.
I mean, I could if you got a few thousand of them. I could put a little information in them if you want. If you got a few, I could put something in there. Oh, actually, speaking of which, he's gonna pull that off. He puts the Docent back on. Emmy, go ahead and decrypt whatever arcane password they put on all that stuff. Get that wiped out.
If we are speaking pure business, I am here to decrypt the information on Docent, and I'll have it at that. But in doing so, and in me being here, I have taken quite a liking to Emmy. She is fascinating, and I do sympathize with her desires, and my thought was that I could have the best of both worlds.
Well, I guess I owe you a favor for getting out of a pantry or whatever. So why don't I work on getting something that you can scrub through for this information from Docent once it's... Oh, look at that. It's coming along. You see, you can see the darkness, being wiped away as Emmy's decoding it right before your eyes.
Hey.
She's she's coming along. I'll work on that, and I'll keep Docent here to run the workshop for me. You take Emmy out into the world, and then I don't have to deal with her or worry about her immolating anyone else. And then, I'll get this moved over as a copy for you in the meantime. I'll keep the intelligence, but you can get the data. Let's see.
You could also just disable the fire capabilities in the garden conservatory.
Well, the heat is how I keep my house warm.
Virla stays quiet.
It's a hell of his own creation.
Every artificer is secretly the same. You just have to get past these several layers until you figure it out.
You thought it was because she was the plane of fire, but it's actually...
I might need to converse with my crew, but if you are amenable, and if they are amenable, would you be okay with me staying the night so that we may look through and sift through this information together as it reveals itself? That way, I can try and retain whatever information becomes apparent. You can continue your favor to transfer this information into some other means, and everything that we had said before, Emmy coming with me, Docent living in your walls, stays.
Sounds good. Should only take, if you want to hang out for an hour, it should only take an hour to get all this wiped out, so we can see what Docent has been hiding from you. In the interest of getting the information to you, I'm going to have to build something to store that much information, which is going to take some time. So,
which is why I wanted to spend some time just trying to see what information I can glean here. The rest of it, whenever you will have no trouble doing so. Whatever vessel you create to store that information, you can send in your own, at your own leisure.
Sounds good. You capable of speaking cross planes?
Yes.
Perfect. All right. Then let's see what our friend has to show. You guys.
Let me go notify my friends, however, just to say that we will be staying a little longer. I'll exit. I'll go to Finbar first since he's the closest in the kitchen. And I'll relay the thing that I had proposed to Casimir. I thought that Emmy could live in Docent. I thought it was a rather elegant idea. However, Casimir was able to look under the hood of Docent. He concluded that either Emmy or Docent can occupy the sphere, the vessel, not both. So my plan was to stay with Casimir for some time, not, the night at most. Yes, the night at most, to make sure that process goes smoothly and without issue. Are you amenable to that? If you wish to leave, I know that this place and my actions in particular towards you have not been the best.
Finbar kind of takes a step back, and you see on the hearth is this just giant pot that's been bubbling for the past hour or two that you guys have been upstairs. It's a good thing I made enough soup. I don't mind staying for the night. And as long as you seem like you got the situation under control.
I think so, yes.
And I could tell you're looking for something. And I know you got that ring. And you're going to repair the tools you need to get your crew back. And I'm here to help. So, do me a favor, go grab some bowls from that cupboard. And let's get soup going on around here.
I never said anything about getting my crew back.
That's why you wanted the ring, ain't it?
The ring is for the crew. I thought the idea was that we would use it if the crew needed it.
Am I misremembering that conversation on the ship?
No, a conversation about this did happen. I think everyone else in the crew was like, take the ring so you can find your crew, because that's what you need. I don't think Virla ever confirmed that was the use. I think we've all just been assuming.
Okay. Well,
and Virla hasn't.
Before you had the wish, I believe Virla said something to the effect of like, oh yeah, if I had the ring, I'd try to do something like exactly what Elise is doing.
Yeah.
And then didn't. And then you gave it to him and he was like, I'm not going to do it.
It's been like the problem is there's been a lot of like, here's what Virla's thinking, and then there's been a lot of conversation and insight checks. I don't think Virla ever said like, if I get the ring, I will immediately use it to get my crew.
Right.
But Virla's been very open about like being very curious about his crew, wanting to know the truth about his crew, like before the ring was ever in play.
Right. Okay.
And I think the general.
So that's just okay.
It makes sense that Finbar would assume like you have the ring. Ultimately, your long-term goal is the same. I think this is kosher. I think that Virla can neither confirm nor deny that this is like.
My understanding, and at least my intentions when you gave me the ring at the contest. At the contest, I had said, I believe, something to the effect of, we will keep this for a rainy day. And I thought we had come to the understanding then that this ring is too powerful for one person to use, and if it were to be used, that it should be used for the good of us four.
Well, all right then. All that magic, the only person I trust to handle it would be you.
I appreciate that.
Now, Virla, go grab those bowls.
Virla, do you think that this is an appropriate time? I should say Noir. Do you think this is an appropriate time for Virla to deceive? Is
Yeah,
any
I'd say
facade okay, because
I'd say so.
as I said at the beginning of this season,
Yeah,
it's completely not completely. Sometimes you might make up something, but when Virla is lying perfectly and when some of the facade cracks is somewhat up to you. So
Yeah.
go ahead and you can.
Because I'll say this. What Virla thought at the time was that, like, back at the party, like, this is too powerful for one person. We're saving it for a rainy day. And there is a non-zero amount of guilt that has been gestating in Virla's mind. That is, I know that I'm using this for some pretty selfish purposes. And so, like, and so when Finbar very plainly said, I thought you were using it to do the thing that you ended up using it for, that did catch him a little off guard. And so, yeah, I'd say the facade cracked a little. Deception, you said?
Yes,
Oh, I'm mind linked with the wrong person.
I'm not gonna have you roll against Finbar. I'm gonna ask you how high a DC, keeping in mind that 10 is easy, 15 is medium, 20 is hard, 25 is extremely hard. How high
The
a
other
DC
thing is-
of...
How long has it been since I cast Enhance Ability? Because that does affect.
Oh, yeah.
Enhance ability is an hour.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that was a separate encounter, and we're moving to a new encounter.
Okay.
So go ahead
Yep.
and. How high do you think Virla has to roll? I would estimate this is somewhere around a 15, but
Yeah, I was gonna say this is pretty medium, but it's all hard to Virla.
go ahead and roll a deception check.
Okay. 4.
Ooh!
Oof.
So, what you get is this. He tries to hide it well, but Virla's choosing his words very carefully. And you notice that he's placing the conversation in the context of back then. Back then we understood that this was the intention. Back then I had said I was going to do that. And sort of him keeping on stressing that has sort of made you think, why is he saying back then if he's thinking the same thing now? Could he possibly be not thinking the same thing now?
So Finbar's gonna clock that, obviously. He's gonna say, well, a lot has happened since back then. And right now, if there's something you need to say, you can say it. If you don't want to share that, you do not have to. Whenever you're ready, I know I'm here to help.
I appreciate your candor. All you need to know is that what I am doing, I have never... He stops himself there. I always try my best to act for the good of us four. And I will continue to do that to the best of my ability. 5 if you count Plug, 6 if you now count Delphi. And with that, I'll sort of excuse myself and I say, I should inform Kyana and Dani that we might be staying the night. Oh, sorry.
He must be really rattled.
I'll grab the bowls and I'll do whatever Finbar said. I don't remember anymore.
Meanwhile, on the ship, it's like, why does Plug not like the dragon? Dani, is something wrong?
I don't know. He just
Yeah.
competition.
Is Plug okay?
He's fine.
Fears the dragon. The dragon does not care.
Dragon's just like
I guess
sunbathing.
The last thing that I'll do in the interim of me like going between Casimir's house and the Per Aspera where I presume Kyana and Dani are, I'm just gonna quietly mutter, whatever information is pertinent to this quest at hand, like, can you kind of fast track that up to the surface here, please? You know, thank you. I know you said I had to do one thing, but I really like this AI and like, I want to make sure that she gets the best opportunity. I'll just kind of say that to myself.
You offer that up. People go about trying not to awkwardly take up space in the stranger's home that he was just trapped in himself for 7 weeks.
Yeah.
Re-enter the workshop. The process goes smoothly. There's a lot of like shop talk about how you created the spheres, which I assume Virla doesn't really remember any of them.
Yeah, you know what? This will be the first time that I try and bullshit my way through something. Because, like, I do feel a little intimidated by his kind of standoffish, I'm smarter than everybody attitude. So I'm just gonna be like, technically, you know, I do know somewhere how to make these things, so I'm just gonna try and, like, act as if I know what I'm talking about and try and, like, finish his sentences to make it seem like I was gonna say it, but he just got to it first, yada yada.
Wow.
Fair enough. Yeah, a lot of like, oh yeah, of course.
Yeah,
Obviously.
Yeah. Yeah, you clocked that.
That's bullshit. Yeah, exactly. The process continues. All right. Well, if we're gonna speak with Docent, Emmy, you ready to make the transfer?
Before you do, can I talk to Docent one last time?
Oh.
Yeah, sure. Here. Pulls him off the table, hands him to you.
I'll install him and I'll say, hello, Docent.
Hello, user of the Urla.
I know technically you are not a personality. You are kind of akin to a text-to-speech feature, I suppose. And I would have gotten as much information for you if you had simply shown it up on my visor in my internal display. However, I cannot deny that I, at the very least, have some sort of kinship towards you. And you must know, even if you may not understand, that I am making this decision with a lot of difficulty. But I do feel as though this might be for the best, ultimately, and who knows, perhaps Casimir may work some magic on you, and when next we return, you may be able to converse with me in the manner that I am conversing with you now. If it were me and if I had my way, you both would occupy my mind, and my inner space would be a cacophony of voices, and I guess I would be okay with that. But this is the concession that I will take, and I really hope that you are okay with that, even though I kind of think you don't have any real opinion on it one way or the other. Do you agree?
I do not possess the ability to feel okay. This appears to be an important moment. User Virla, would you like me to make a note of it?
Yes, and I will miss you too.
Oh!
Very well.
And I'll install him and I'll give him to Casimir.
Damn, the robots made me
All right.
cry again.
Let me just roll for psychic damage.
All right. There's not enough space in Docent for both of them, so Emmy's gonna have to download Docent first into the house, and then she'll upload it herself.
Do what you must.
So here we go. You see, there's everything turns off in the house for a moment. The stove goes off that Finbar's cooking on.
The soup's done. It's okay.
Okay. A whole bunch of stuff. All the lights go out for a moment, and then there's sort of a like, bing, bing, bing. Lights come back up red. This time more like a red-orange kind of. It's not an even. I'm already looking at red. The time that was it Red or Sophia who was like, "Are there eyes?"
No, it was me. It was always
red?
the
Yeah.
when the Iron Giant style.
Yep.
They get small
Yeah.
and
I
red.
was thinking of Gur.
Oh yeah.
Oy.
Such a stupid reference. Anyway. But more of a warm, inviting kind of hearth and home kind of feel. Easy's like, oh, that's gonna take some getting used to. All right, Emmy, all good for the upload? Yes, I am ready to upload myself to the arcane device formerly known as Docent. All right, it's been good working with you. Uploads. You see Docent glows blue for a moment and then subsides. I believe that's yours. All right, Docent. Assistant to the Arcane Workshop, please come online.
Rebooting.
Bing.
I am Docent, created by House Kenneth, designed to be the ultimate in counsel and companionship for the Warforged of House Kenneth. Would you like me to list my primary functions?
Yeah, go ahead, please.
He was
My
alone.
primary functions include assist in the detection and understanding of arcane machinations, serve as translator to assigned Warforged, serve as life support to assigned Warforged. Additional function, Serve as repository for information gathered by assigned Warforged while exploring worlds outside of the sphere of influence of Eberron.
Oh, because Warforged.
He
This
turns
is
to you,
this
goes
is
like,
new to me.
Is that allowed?
That's very new to you. He turns
Yes.
to you, he goes, does that mean anything to you?
Nope. I think this is not of our planescape, possibly. Warforged is not a term I understand at all.
Freaky. Alright. Shall we? Okay, hold on. First, docent access, earliest recorded memory. Here, it doesn't come up, it says earliest recorded memory.
Hold on, does Emmy have the same? Does Emmy have this? Can Emmy also remember things? I just kind of really quickly fumble Emmy into my forehead. He's like, Emmy, come on.
Yeah, Emmy can remember things.
I don't want to be cheap about this. Am I still mind linked with Emmy? I did it for a reason.
How long does it last?
1 hour.
Yeah, also, you don't know. It's been more than that.
Okay.
Also, I don't think you just hear everything they hear. You can
No,
talk
I
back and
don't.
forth, but-
I was kind of curious to be like, hey, Emmy, you doing okay? But no, none of that.
Yeah.
Assignment. Voyage among the many worlds of Eberron. Gather information as necessary. See if there is spheres of influence beyond the known universe.
Mission successful, I suppose.
Ay.
And I think with that, that's where we're going to close the episode.
Yo!
Well, okay.
Oh my
I didn't expect this
God.
outcome. Well, I can't learn languages anymore, I don't think. That went with docent.
Yeah.
We will get some new stuff. I had an updated docent for when he was all fixed. All the things he could do.
You gave us hold on. You gave us an AI. Say that you wanted to. I thought this was your intended outcome here.
We could have
No.
left her in the robot.
Intended outcome.
Yeah.
I assumed that you guys would either kill her because she's dangerous. I didn't think that was super likely. But your early interactions informed everything. You were polite to her to begin with.
How many
if
hit
you
points did
like,
she have,
more...
out of curiosity?
What's up?
How many hit points did she have?
She has 161, but while she's in the workshop, she regains 10 at the start of her turn.
Yeah.
Manageable, but not great.
It would have been a bit of a slog to take her down,
Yeah.
but it's certainly
Yeah.
possible. And then she has like a crystal inside of her chest that like you can take out when she's destroyed, so that she doesn't keep fixing. Anyway,
I guess
it was also
I'll say
possible
that.
for you to build a shield golem if you destroyed her body and then taken the parts, and then you could have had just a regular shield golem,
More
which is like
weird
a
little
incredibly
dudes.
badass bodyguard.
I think we've got the ultimate weird little dude.
Anyway, no, my full. I thought that the outcome was going to be that you just fixed docent. It never occurred to me in a million years you'd want to take Emmy with you, but we'll figure out something dope Emmy can do instead.
We'd
And
want
I have
a friend
retroactively
to-
said, like, okay, I might not have thought this through totally. I might have been a little blinded by emotion. The docent can do all these really cool things, and I'll like list off like cast detect magic, advantage on investigation checks, learn languages after a minute. If you can like retain those things in the vessel at all,
She's definitely got the same hardware, so I will update what Emmy can do.
Yeah, fair enough.
And we will. She'll be a new, equally powerful but somewhat different docent. Off the top of my head, to begin with, I'm thinking advantage on Arcana checks instead of investigation checks. Just to begin with, we'll come up with some other stuff. She might be resetting on language. I think what will happen is she'll reset on languages, but I have a mechanic for how she can learn them, so she can still learn new ones.
Can she still imitate spells?
So I lost like primordial and like
Correct.
and everything that's okay.
Everything that was in, yeah. So, but she's starting blank from common, but I'll come up with a mechanic where she can learn
Okay,
them.
teacher.
That's a little more
all the
rigorous than the one we
primordial
had.
curse words Dani knows.
Yeah, we
Man,
can just
I
sit
cannot-
down and round robin our languages.
I cannot believe. Yeah, that'll probably work. Man, oh yeah, I had no idea that was going to go the way it was, but Yeah, Docent is not from this multiverse, this planescape.
This is our
Figured if it was
tie
bad
to the
enough,
wider
Mystra would just
Rolling with
time stop in,
Difficulty
like, bro.
cinematic universe.
And we put him in the hands of Tony Stark.
We're gonna.
I figure, like, worst comes to worst, we can come back and be like, hey, Emmy's toured the
Yeah.
Planescape, she's gained some class levels, you can have, she can go back in the Warforged
Oh,
now that
yeah,
she
it's
won't
totally
eviscerate
possible
people,
to-
and then we can get Docent
Yeah,
back,
yeah.
and you'll be fine.
Yeah, yeah.
It's totally possible to
All
get
of
Docent
these
back.
are
Docent, much like
possibilities
your clockworks.
for a future
Swarm is
adventure.
not gone. Yeah, so we'll see what's happening next adventure. Until then, thank you for joining us, everyone. And my mind is still so blown
We're
from
all
the way
just
that
in
we went.
stunned
There were
silence.
by the way, she has like a whole bunch of living spells in the workshop too. That if you like started to fuck around and go places you weren't supposed to, she was gonna unleash like living cloud kill and shit like that on you.
Threaten me with a good time, Austin.
Yeah. Oh, I was getting so bored getting only punched.
The greenhouse has temperature control, so if you do fire spells in it, she just blasts you with cold and you take cold damage.
Awesome.
Incredible.
Anyway,
Anyway, yeah.
thank you for
All right.
joining. I hope you had fun. There's so much dungeon to explore.
This is buck
we'll have to
wild.
do this again
Barely
sometime so you can
explored any
explore
of
more
it.
dungeon. We'll see you next week. Take care.
Adios.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to this week's adventure on Rolling with Difficulty. We'll be back next week with a new installment, but if you miss us before then, check out the Rolling with Difficulty Discord, chat with other fans, check out some cool fan art, and more. Got a question for the pod? Feel free to email us at rollwithdifficulty@gmail.com. If you enjoyed the show, please rate us and leave a review on your preferred podcast platform. And if you really enjoyed the show, consider becoming a patron for even more exclusive content. Links to all this and more can be found in the show notes below.